Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dopecast. I am one of your hosts, Dopefish.
And I am Sir Andersen.
I'm Kevin.
Hello Kevin, you're our guest this evening. Yes. This nice Thursday evening.
Yes.
Why don't we just launch straight into it? Where are you from, Kevin?
Sweden.
Sweden?
Yeah, same as you.
Alright.
Honestly, I could believe if someone told me there was a town in Sweden called
There probably is.
And we both live in it.
Yeah.
We know each other in real life. We met several times and had coffee and fika together. Several times.
Where in Sweden are you from, actually?
A little small city called Edsbyn.
I have no idea where that is.
Well, it lives. It's close to Gävle, if you know where that is.
Yeah, it's somewhere semi up north.
Yeah, it's way down in the northern parts of Sweden. Like, we're very close to Stockholm and shit like that. So it's like we're barely northern at all.
No, okay.
So you're not a lap.
Quasi-northern.
Like, it's really close because we have this like kind of identical crisis. Because we'd be like, oh, are we a part of the northern Sweden or are we just us? Like, because every other Norrländska, they're just like, yeah, no, you're not a part of us. Oh, thanks, guys.
All right. Well, how old are you, Kevin?
I'm 24. I will be 25 the 1st of August. So it's very soon.
So happy birthday in advance, I guess.
Hey,
thank you.
Your birthday is the day after mine.
Oh, well, happy birthday to us then in advance.
Yay!
Yeah, we could have a birthday stream together.
Yay! Let's have a joint birthday party.
Yes.
Right. So you're Kevin. Is that your actual name?
Yes.
Or is that a nickname?
No, it's actually my actual name. So that's pretty much it. This is like,
All right.
it's my name. It's Kevin.
So the question of where does your nickname come from isn't especially interesting thing, I guess.
Well,
So you're
it comes
not really
from
big
a
on the
book.
whole. You're not really big on the whole being secret on the internet, then.
Not really. My YouTube channel is my full name, Kevin Alexsson. So I'm really not that. Mostly because I'm already famous by that name from Swedish, comedy skit channels. So I'm all done for, really. It's just like I'm fucked. People already know who I am, where the fuck I live, especially now.
Do you know why you were named Kevin?
My mom said it's from the book Avalons Dimmer, and I have no clue what that is in English.
The fog, the mists of Avalon, or something. I don't
Probably
know
something like that. It's a huge book, and she's a huge fan of books. And actually, all of my names comes from something. John Robin is obviously from Robin Hood, and John too. So that's who I am. I'm the guy with the names from books.
All right. So if you were born today, you'd probably be like Jon Snow Alexsson or something.
I guess
Tyrion Alexsson.
Maybe
Colin Alexsson.
Harry Alexsson. Oh, that would be awful. It's a Swedish version of Harry.
Yeah, definitely.
Just illegal.
Right. So how long have you been a part of the Dopelives community?
For about 4 years now. I think in October somewhere. It's exactly because I counted from where my first video that I edited for you was uploaded, which was a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater thingy, part 1, and that was way back in 2011. So I've been a part of.
You've been
back then. I was actually calling myself Kev Alex.
Yeah.
And I was doing this comic, and that's what I was kind of promoting. But yeah, well, after a while, I was gone for like a half a year, but then I came back and just started editing videos again, and I just changed it to Kevin.
Yeah, I suppose it's worth mentioning that you are basically like a behind-the-scenes guy of the Dopelives YouTube channel.
Yeah, really.
You edit a lot of the videos that go up. We haven't really mentioned it. I assume not a lot of people know that you're that Kevin, or even that there is that Kevin.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about how you got into that? Because I barely remember how we got into contact the first time around.
Holy shit!
Did I just ask, does anyone want to do this? And you were like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
I think it was on Twitter. I just asked you, and it's like, hey, I see that other people are editing videos for you on your channel. It wasn't like you. So I was like, well, I could do that better. So I thought I just sent a message and you were like, yeah. And then I started editing and you were like, hey, you want to become a regular video editor? I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I've been that for like 4 years. And since then, like at the beginning, a lot of people were like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
But I think it's sometime where I changed my name to just Kevin. A lot of people, way more people just started to ask, like even in the stream chats, like, is Kevin gonna edit this? And it feels great being just like, yeah, I'm Dopelives Kevin, motherfucker. Like that's who I am. I edit the
pretty
videos.
much. I mean, you're part of the crew in some way, at least.
It's hard work.
A lot of people have asked me, told me, it's like, you're not a part of the crew. Fuck you. You just do video edit. You fucking link your channel. You're just promoting your channel. Well, the only reason why I link my own channel is because in some way I just like, oh yeah, I'm sure I do videos on Dopelives too, but hey, check out my own stuff too if you want to. You know, I could just remove the channel if that it was the case, but you know,
why would you? What were you gonna ask, Andersen?
I'm just gonna acknowledge that editing videos is hard work. I've edited 2 videos of my own, and it was a fucking chore.
I know that not a lot of people know that how much work goes into just editing videos, especially when I edit for Louis.
So
if you've seen that, I put much more love into those videos.
So I want to ask, you've been doing videos for Dope since 11, you say, but how long have you been editing videos just overall?
Well, that ever since I really was a kid, when I just started on Movie Maker, me and my little brother was doing comedy skits for fun at home, just doing videos for ourselves. And then we found this YouTube thingy and started uploading videos. Since then, it's been going very well. We're in the Swedish biggest, YouTube partner, what's it called?
The partner program or whatever?
Yeah, something like that. And it just became real, I guess. It's just like, well, it's just doing this for fun, and then just doing this professionally, making money and shit. Sure, it's not always the biggest amount of money, but I mean, Dopelives helped me, get through a lot of things. It was a lot of fun, just started doing other stuff than just my own. So it's like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna do Dopefish.
So how did you start watching Dopelives? I'm not sure if you watched the stream first or if you found us through YouTube like so many others.
Actually, I think I found you through not a lot of people would probably find you like this, but it was actually the Rock of Ages series. That's how I found you, because my little brother was like, oh, check out this funny YouTubers, it's Rock of Ages, blah blah blah, it's really funny. And then I just looked at your videos way back, be like, let her go, I know that. But I hadn't really acknowledged that, well, you do more stuff than just let her go. And after a long while, I found that Rock of Ages, and it's around that time I contacted you. So it was pretty fast, really. I was just like watching, I was like, I can do better, and then he just contacted you.
I'm pretty sure there are still people out there who have the perception of Dope that literally all he does is laugh.
Yeah, it's not very true. I mean, especially for video editor, and I just sit there and I have to skim through hours upon hours.
Hours of boring content where nothing happens.
Hours of content and
to find the 5-minute gems.
Really, but I think what's so special about my edits is that I really do put in more than just, oh, hey, he's him laughing and this is how.
Yeah, definitely.
I really do much more than that. I put in small stuff.
You also make your own jokes by putting text and images and stuff like that.
I try to do it as personal as possible, so people will know, oh, that's Kevin, that's who edited that. Sure, I got shit for one video, if you remember that. It was that shitty ass video when I did a part 1 of it, and people were complaining that, oh, I didn't put in much story from it. What was it called?
Fuck if I remember.
Let me just check on the internet on
it's not that important. Let's just move along.
Well, it was that in part 2 I just changed it. We were like, okay, since then I learned to put in more story, but sometime.
That's fair enough.
But I was complaining that there is no goddamn story in this game. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how much of a fat nerd are you really?
No, I'm chubby. Nerd. I mean, I have a shit ton
nerd and nerd.
It's a nerd. I don't know if you want to put that title be really, because I do own a shit ton of games. I don't know if you've seen my profile on Steam, but I almost have 1,000 games now. And sure, I like collecting games and like.
But you don't like playing them?
Sure, but not all of them. It's like I really do like collecting them more than play them.
So,
but
but is it nerdy to collect games?
I guess it is.
Really?
Or
okay.
it's either nerdy or a problem.
Yeah, I suppose.
Something like that. But yeah,
becomes
I've
an
played games
obsession.
since I was a kid, so I guess I could call me a nerd. Because like not even just games, movies too, and shit like that.
All right. So what do you do for a living other than editing videos?
Other than that,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because that's such a huge income for you.
Well, it does bring me somewhat of an income. I do more
well.
videos for other channels than just Dopelives. But music, I guess, brings in a whole lot too because you know, so you saw the video.
Yeah.
And that has
So do you live off of
brought in a
YouTube,
lot
basically?
of money so far.
So you live off of YouTube?
Yeah, really. It's mostly just YouTube. You know, trying to do as much as I can there. See, sometimes I edit for other channels. I don't know if you've heard of Spike and Barley. I edit videos for those too. Not the regular ones, but the favorite moments ones.
All right. So when you're not editing or playing video games yourselves, do you have any other hobbies?
You're take away all of the options here. Well, I do like to watch a whole lot of movies. I'm really a big movie fan. I watch a whole lot of movies, and that's.
Are you a film buff?
Yes, I do have way too many DVDs and like just a bunch. So I watch a whole lot of movies.
Well, I would ask you what your favorite film is, but we are going to talk about
we're
that
gonna
a bit
go
later.
into that.
So yeah, let's just ask you if you're playing any games right now. Are there any titles that you're playing?
The Talos Principle is a game that I'm actually playing right now. That I'm trying to finish. I did finish the prequel where you just take the sigils and it's just basically the puzzle game from the original game.
All right.
And I got a lot of extra content, but yeah, I'm trying to finish Talos Principle at the moment, and also Clicker Heroes and Advanced.
You're trying to finish.
Wait, you're trying to finish Clicker Heroes?
No, I'm not trying to finish. I'm trying to finish Talos Principle, and I'm playing Clicker and Advanced.
Are you really playing it though, or is it just
No,
there
I'm
in
just
the background?
jumping in sometimes and being like, "Oh, I made some money, fun. Okay, bye." It's just like, I mean, that's pretty much it. I've been just going in and out for such a long time.
It's
a
the
lot of
perfect
hours.
game, though. It's the perfect game. It's a game you don't actually have to play.
Yeah, actually, yes. I mean, Clicker Heroes.
Thank
Sure,
God,
you have to click.
it's so boring to play games.
You have to click a whole lot of Clicker Heroes, Andersen.
No, you don't. You click like 50 times, and then from there on, you just let your DPS handle it. Just passive DPS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No reason to engage with the game itself.
Yeah, that's the perfect game.
But yeah, Talos Principle.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
think
very,
somebody
very
recommended
good
it in a previous episode, Talos Principle. It's kind of like Portal-ish a little bit.
Yeah, I would
Sort
say
of
it's kind of like,
first-person puzzle game.
I would really say that it's a spiritual successor to Portal games. If they really want the Portal 3, well, just go to Talos Principle and play that.
Yeah, all right.
It's
Also,
a whole lot
it's
of fun.
More philosophical than Portal, if I remember right.
Yeah, but it still has a lot of jokes and content you just have to find yourself through looking around the location and being like, oh, there's a computer, let's go into that, and you can find a whole lot of things. I even found a floppy disk just with 3 pictures of kitty cats. So that's a part of the game, man.
I'm sold.
Yes,
It's got kitty cats.
it got cats in it.
Yeah.
So, you're used to creating. You're a creative guy, I think is fair to say. If you had unlimited resources and the opportunity to make any one game you wanted to, what game would you make?
Oh God, I have a lot of ideas for my own games, but it's just hard to just go into them and I could sit there for hours and just explain it. But if I would be very generic and be like, well, Mega Man Legends 3, man, it's like, that would be fun to see.
Yeah,
I mean, I would say Last Guardian, but that
you can make a game that already exists.
exactly.
No,
but
you have to make your own
before the
game.
announcement, I was like, I would really like to see Last Guardian happen. And
Wait.
Shenmue 3, and then Sony
So-
was just fuck you. And they're like, oh, cool.
If he can't make a game that already exists, that means he could make Star Citizen.
Hey!
Oh,
Mad burn.
sick burn. He got wrecked.
Fucking throwbacks to before the podcast even started.
I like even that last year it was pretty much the same. I don't know if it was last year on A3 especially, but announcements in general that year. A friend of mine and I was like, oh, they should really do a Green Fandango remastered, man. And they're like, holy shit, that happened. Well, okay, Fatal Frame for Wii U. Oh, okay, shit, that happened. It's like everything we want just keeps happening right now, and we're happy.
Maybe we should buy lottery tickets. I'm predicting all of these things. Yeah. It's getting scary, man.
We were gonna do like a show on YouTube talking about games we really want to happen, and the two main games of Fatal Frame for Wii U and Grim Fandango Remastered. I was like, well, fuck it, just like can't do it anymore. Fuck it.
Yeah. All right. So the most important question: who is your waifu?
Obviously, Lewis. Obviously, the amount of love I put into his videos, man. I did a God Sandstorm remix, so yeah. I think I would say Lewis. It's my wife.
All right. Well, moving on then. We're done with the guest questions. Let's move on to feedback. Andersen, why don't you take over, because you were the one who compiled these.
Yeah, the first feedback is actually kind of perfect. Oliver Child asks us, can you guys talk about movies? Would be a nice extended segment for your already awesome podcast. And the answer to that, of course, is yes. Moving on. Sir Ensignland asks... or says, but Dope, you have tons to offer. Don't be silly. I think that's regarding what we talked about.
Is that like a fat joke? Dude, come on.
No,
that is so rude.
I think it's about the whole talk about...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And
about
obviously,
romance and relationships and all that.
Obviously, we know what he's referring to. It's them YouTube monies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, them exactly. YouTube buddies. Oh,
Bitches
I know.
Be dropping vagina panties all over the place.
Bro, I know. I get a part of it. I know how much it is, man. It's tons. It's millions, really.
Just rolling in it.
Yeah, rolling in 10 kronor.
I like this next name, Preterm Viking.
Yeah.
And he asks... or says, we just live in an age where everyone can and are able to play casual video games while streaming their face/body as well. So people who would otherwise have been photo models instead are expected today to be constantly on camera. Fulfill the fantasy of being a funny/silly, handsome/pretty gamer. Pfft. Meanwhile, erg.
Okay, that formatting was a bit weird, but
it's
fair enough. So pretty people can go on cam.
Well, yeah, I guess that really, goes directly to you, though. You're very handsome. You should be more on face cam, right?
Wow.
Right? You're a photo model, right?
Yeah. I mean, I do have tits at least, so that's something.
That's very nice.
So, what do you think, Andersen, about this comment?
Most of the people I see, I probably am. Most of the people I see on cam, on streams and so on, I wouldn't say those are people who would otherwise have been photo models.
No.
Not by a long shot.
But I think they're referring to, like, there's a lot of Twitch streams right now with very pretty, girls and guys. They're really handsome. And they're using the face cam too. Bring attention a little bit.
Attractiveness is a benefit in any field.
Yeah,
like,
it's
no
not
matter
really
what
a
you
problem.
Do,
I'm just saying that.
Of course it's not a problem, but I mean, it's not like, I don't know, it's like some sort of niche market that only attractive people can do, but attractive people rise to the top, just like they do in most fields.
Yeah, I don't really agree with the whole that they're doing it so that the viewer has fulfilled some kind of fantasy fulfillment. I think it's more just like people like to look at pretty people.
Yeah.
It's just what we do. We're humans, so,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that that's probably what they were referring to. Not that it's a problem.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
I mean, I don't certainly watch that. I mean, I watch your streams, and you don't even have face cam, so...
The only thing I watch on Twitch is my Street Fighter.
Yeah, and I watch some different kinds of Twitch channels, but usually just people playing bad games. I like bad games. It's my thing. I even have I even told you, Dope, to play Duck Dynasty. Fuck happened with that?
God,
come on, man. I have a copy. You can log into my Steam. Play
Dude.
Duck Dynasty.
No, I'm not gonna subject myself and others to that.
You
That
have
is just
to.
cruel.
You have to.
Christ.
Oh, yeah, it's an awful game. I did already did a video on that. You don't have to.
Yeah,
I'm-
okay, thanks. I'm saved.
Yes, I'm
You
your
won't point a
savior.
gun to my head and force me to play Duck Dynasty.
Well, I wasn't to begin with. Just almost.
Yeah.
What is Duck Dynasty? I've never heard of it.
Oh god, it's a reality show about duck hunters in America, and they're all like super hillbillies.
Yeah, and I don't
And they
know.
made a video game out of it, and it's like the worst shovelware you've ever seen.
Yeah,
That sounds amazing.
it's worse than any Wii
Well,
shovel game.
Andersen,
It's
I guess
worse
you'll
than
take-
any Wii shovelware you've ever seen in your entire life. Worse
Yeah.
than Ninja Bread Man, for fuck's sake.
What's that?
And that's you have to play, man. It's incredible. Ninja Bread Man, I have it a Wii, man. You want it?
I'm not so much into bad games. I'm more into the whole being bad at games.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of my thing.
well, yeah, that's not so much a hobby though as something you were born with.
It's a natural talent. It's a
Yeah,
gift.
exactly.
50% of my Steam games are just bad games. I really like
Have you
bad
played
games.
the Secrets of the Crystal or whatever? The
I have
unicorn
played
game?
Secret of the Magic Crystal. I even
Yeah,
have the
that's
2
the best game,
DLCs, man. I have the ride, and you can and the one that you can pimp up your horse, man. I have it all.
I need
I have
to
it all on
find.
silver platter.
I literally have a grouping on my Steam list called shit for the games that I think are so awful I refuse. Okay, so I'm just gonna run these game titles by you, and I get your opinion. First game on my shit list, Dear Esther.
Yes, it is a walking simulator with a really boring story. that is
It's really
not
pretty
worthy
though.
of being
You,
played.
you got to give it this. It's pretty.
Yeah,
It looks like
it looks
Half-Life
good.
2. It looks ugly as shit.
No, I think it looks pretty good, but it's just
There's
not,
nothing
it's just
to
not
look
a,
at. It's just caves.
well, it's not.
Okay,
it's not
well,
good.
very pretty sparkly stones. Jesus, I can go to like a New Age store and look at pretty stones.
Next game, Dungeon Bowl Knockout Edition.
I have no clue what that is.
I don't know. Isn't that the Blood Bowl
Yeah,
sequel or
it-
something?
It's Blood Bowl in a dungeon. The thing is, that's really promising. I've played Dungeon Bowl in person with the miniatures. It's awesome. But this is kind of shovelware. So they basically took the engine from normal Blood Bowl, then they put in some pre-made teams. You can't make your own teams at all, nor customize them. And then they removed because they figured the whole dungeon thing would be too complex to program an AI, so they just made it multiplayer only, so you can play it with the 7 other people that have it.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
But
7
can
other
you at
people
least
have it.
Can you at least go down for a chat with the Astral Granite?
I don't even remember if the commentators are in.
God, if they're not, that's just
Well, I do
terrible.
have Blood Bowl, and it's fun as fuck, man.
Yeah, Blood Bowl's pretty good.
Ne-
Blood Bowl 2 is coming out soon. It looks pretty good.
Next game on my shit list, Foul Space.
Never heard of.
Me neither.
It's
Is it a space shoot map?
It's you kill. I think you're a chicken killing chickens or something.
Wait, so fowl as in the bird, like fowl?
Yes, it's spelled FOWL.
Okay, now I'm actually interested in it.
Oh, that's
The thing is, it
Oh, how
tries to be kind of sarcastic, snarky, humorous, but it's
Mm-hmm.
trying so hard that it's really not funny. It's kind of
Yeah.
an XD random game.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Next game on my shit list, probably a lot of people will think it doesn't belong there. Lone Survivor.
No, definitely belongs there. One of the worst fucking indie shit games ever. I really hate that game. I was so disappointed when I played it.
I can't really opine on the qualities of the game itself because those ultra pixelated graphics literally they literally make my eyes physically hurt after 5 minutes, so I'm unable to play it.
The main character is supposed to have a mask on, but it just looks like he has a big shit-eating grin on all the time, and it just kills the game for me. But no,
I think
really
I have
dislike
it on Steam, but I haven't played it. So.
It's like a Silent Hill 2D remake.
Oh
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah. I
that.
know about that. I've seen people
Yeah.
play it on YouTube,
I mean,
but
the
I
thing is-
kind of just stopped watching.
When you
Yeah.
say that, Dope, I mean the
That
pitch
sounds
sounds
kinda badass, I
amazing.
guess. Yeah, it's just so poorly executed.
Next game might be the worst game ever made. MacPixel.
Make pixel.
Yeah,
I have
fun
it.
for about 2 minutes, and then I just...
It's really
I
horrible.
couldn't bear it anymore.
Proteus, a 3D
Is that
walking simulator with Amiga tier graphics.
I vaguely remember Proteus, and I remember it not being fun. Is that the one where you like chase beams of light or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Like
you just
walk
walk
through
around in
beams
this
of-
brightly colored world with soothing
Yeah.
music, and there's really nothing to it.
It's one of those not a game
Yeah.
tier games.
I recognize it.
And finally, A Valley Without Wind 1 and 2. What if Terraria was really
Vehemently
shitty
disagree.
with an awful story?
What if Terraria was like a really deep RPG, but that was fundamentally flawed and had like a really ugly art style that kind of kept you from enjoying the game? I kind of love that game, but I also kind of hate it. It's like there's such a good game in there, but it's covered in all of this shit that I'm not gonna go into the shed and get the shovel out just to get at the core of gold, the nugget of gold inside this fucking dung heap. But
Well,
they were making
I probably never saw past the shit then.
yeah, they are making a remake of it, I think, which I'm kind of looking forward to. Or they were. I'm not sure what's happened to that. When they're basically gonna like get a professional graphics team in and like fix the UI and everything, because it's almost like Dwarf Fortress tier to me. It's like one of those games that it could potentially be really fun if you just could play it, if that makes any sense.
Fair
Like
enough.
if you can.
I think
Get
I
into
think
it.
I think they knew A Valley Without Wind 1 was ass
Yeah.
because they gave me A Valley Without Wind 2 just for having the first one. So they were like,
So-
"We're sorry, have this, please don't hate us."
Yeah.
Sony is gonna announce the remaster in E3 to 2022.
Now for the Wii U.
Yeah. By
Yeah,
Sony.
yeah. Speaking of E3, actually, something I've neglected to mention in previous podcasts, or actually no, I couldn't have because I hadn't watched it. We were talking about E3 and about the conferences and everything, and I had not watched the PC gaming one, which I thought was excellent because I went back and watched it.
I
It
haven't.
was
either.
hosted by Day9, and he is just so fucking charismatic. He carried that shit to the end.
I have not seen it.
Sound like
was-
I should maybe watch it. It was like on at 4 a.m. or something. I didn't bother
yeah,
trying
it's
to
really-
catch it.
Yeah, I watched the on demand. There's some sections of it that are basically just commercials for AMD, which are really awkward. And the announcements weren't that grand. It was like, hey, here's this exclusive trailer for a game that's already out. But I
Wait,
think
what?
if they...
What?
Oh, no, sorry. A game that's already announced. Sorry.
Okay, because
Yeah. Like, they weren't, like, revealing new games, but, like, here's this new level or this new class for Killing Floor or some shit like that, which was kind of lame. But I think if they do it next year and get some better announcements, that'll be the best conference if they get Day 9 again.
I can't get over what you said. I know you didn't mean it, but just... Yes, this game is already out, but this is a trailer you will only see on this conference for it. Ta-da!
Yeah.
It's very fascinating.
Yeah.
How long before they actually do that?
Yeah, isn't that kind of already happening?
Last bit of...
Pre-order this game on Best Buy or whatever, you can get this exclusive trailer for the game that you just pre-ordered.
If you pre-order The Darkness again,
Yeah.
you'll have this exclusive Darkling, years upon years upon years after.
I want my own Darklings, though.
No.
I actually have the Darkness, and I have the European Golfer Darkling. And
What?
That one is just amazing.
Was that some DLC? What are you saying? I'm so
I
confused.
think it was some kind of exclusive thing. I just found the
European
fucking...
golfer.
Yes, you just put in this number in one of the phones, and you get it. It was like, yeah, that's awesome, man. I want that. I think it's
Wow.
the 2K Sports Darkling or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like an exclusive.
Well, Andersen, how about we wrap up the...
Yeah, we have one last bit. Aside, this is from a friend of mine,
Oh, no.
like a meat space friend I play D&D with.
Oh, yeah.
Jesper Peterson says, I would like to
He
address...
sounds like a faggot, by the way.
Well, he looks like one as well. I
Yeah,
would
there
like
you
to
go.
address your decision about webcam while streaming. A lot of our communication is related to mimic and body language, parenthesis, 55% according to Albert Merabian, whoever the fuck that is. With that in mind, do you think a stream have less communication potential without visual image?
Is he like Russian or Indian or something? This fucking wording, man, it's all wrong.
No, he's just not very good at English.
Well, fair enough. I shouldn't bully your friends.
No,
Although I
that's
probably
my
should.
job. Don't take my shtick, man.
So yes, a lot of communication is related to body language and all that, which is true.
I think we
Which I
kind of
guess is one of
touched
the
on it
things-
with Fate Weaver.
Yeah, which I think is one of the things that makes facecam streamers more relatable, because you can see their reaction, and you can see them smile and everything. It just breeds a deeper connection between the viewer and the streamer.
But at the same time, it's also harder work, because now you're communicating that much more information.
Yep.
And when you're presenting, when you're performing, you want to be in control of what you're conveying.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think
So,
that's pretty much what we said with Fate.
I think it's a totally valid point. I think we kind of covered it, though.
I think the question hidden in it is, do you think you're wrong in not having cam on your stream?
Do you think a stream has less communication potential without the visual image? Yes, I suppose, in some way, especially the emotional communication. So I guess that answers the question quite directly.
So are you going to start cam streaming?
Maybe once I move.
Yeah, we do want to see you cry.
I mean,
What? What was that? What? Explain yourself. Now this is some fucking... What do you mean you want to see me cry?
for erotic
I
purposes.
thought you were my friend.
You are my friend.
You give him money to edit your videos. He'll be your friend until that mine runs out.
Oh. We're friends either way, man.
I would do cam streams. I used to do cam streams. I quit them because I have a pretty old webcam and I keep getting driver crashes that causes OBS to lock up, which is what I use for streaming.
Well,
So-
that's a technical issue.
Yeah.
So if you had a different webcam, you would stream with cam?
I would probably do 99.9% of my streams with cam.
Okay, so let's start up a Kickstarter to get
Yeah.
Mr. Andersen
Go
a new webcam.
fund me. Go fund me. I need a new webcam. Patreon.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dopelives
Uh,
Patreon.
Yeah. All right. So should we move on to our topics?
Please
for
do.
Today? Oh
No.
Actually, before that, we are doing our weekly recommendations.
Oh.
Yes, and it's kind of funny. I want to do mine first because there's kind of a theme to this episode by accident.
Okay.
Like, Kevin wants to talk about movies, someone in the feedback wants us to talk about movies, and before considering that, my recommendation of the week
is movies. These newfangled things you can watch in your DVD player. Have you ever tried movies? TM. Ding. And
Yeah,
Dopelives.
no,
recommendation.
Sorry, go
Try
ahead,
out the
Andersen.
Blu-ray player.
a specific movie that I watched recently with friends, and I had a couple of pretty big nerdgasms during it because they hint to some other stuff. And I don't know if cinematographically it's a good movie. It's certainly not highbrow. It's a popcorn movie. And that is Avengers Age of Ultron. Fun ride.
Did you watch it on a TV?
Yes.
Then I believe you did it wrong.
Yes, it really looks like a movie that really would be amazing in the cinema. But the thing is, I watched it on a TV for free. Not surrounded
yeah,
by
that's fair enough.
slurping people chewing with their mouth open, talking, whispering. And I was free to gush and nerd out as much as I wanted to.
Yeah. All right. So, have you seen the first one?
The first Avengers? Yes. I have
Yeah.
not seen Thor the Dark World, and I think that is the only Marvel Cinematic Universe movie I'm not up to speed on.
I've seen exactly 0 Marvel Cinematic Universe films. I've been meaning to do it, but I never got around to it.
I actually-
I saw
seen
Guardians of the
all.
Galaxy.
I actually found a thing on the net that shows you like the chronological order, not just of
Like a viewing list, viewing order kind of thing.
but not just of the movies, also of that series they're running. Marvel Agents of Shield.
Oh yeah.
Like, you watch this movie, you watch this movie, then you watch the first 4 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., then you watch this movie, then you watch the next 6 episodes of Agents
So
of
have you
S.H.I.E.L.D.
bothered doing that?
No, because I haven't watched that series at all. But I might
okay.
tune into it at some point.
Alright.
It's one of those would like to watch, never bother to get around to it things. I have a big list of those.
I
Yeah, fair
have
enough.
a shit ton of TV series I have to get to, but I haven't.
Yeah, me as well, but that's not one of them.
So to
think
wrap,
the
Kevin,
latest
did you
one I
watch...
What?
So-
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Nah.
did you watch Age of Ultron?
Yeah, in cinema.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed it for what it was. you know.
Wow!
That is
what an elitist comment that was.
To say
you just had a monocle and like sipping some tea.
I enjoyed it for what it is.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it
No,
was.
go ahead. Sorry.
I enjoyed it for what it was. It which is
quite pedestrian, but the action scenes were passable.
yeah, no, it's like it's just nerdgasm.
Yeah, it's
basically.
a popcorn film.
For me, it's just like holy shit, Ultron.
I really this is like not even a spoiler. At some point, they're talking about a guy who's been branded as a thief, and they said the brand is from Wakanda, and that just threw me completely off the scale because Wakanda, that's the home of Black Panther.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
it's fucking Black Panther.
Wait, the Black Panthers, aren't those like the racist black organization in America?
Yeah, but it's also a superhero. I
Yeah,
don't know
one.
what part of their PR team helped with that naming at all.
It was a long time ago. People were confused. But I do. I've actually seen all the cinematic Marvel movies.
Am I missing out not having seen Thor: The Dark World?
A little bit. I mean, it's actually, in my opinion, it's better than the first Thor because I saw that in cinema too. I've seen all of these in cinema, I mean, it was more fun than the first one in my opinion because it had all of this, a little bit more action. If you just want to see, you know,
Cool.
it's as I say, popcorn movie. It's kind of like Winter Soldier being way better than the first Captain America in my opinion because it's just
Utterly
much
agree.
more action.
Utterly agree.
Yeah,
the first
pretty
Captain
much is that same deal right there.
The first Captain America movie was really good for the parts of it that it was a Captain America movie, which was the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was good for what it was.
So,
all right.
to wrap up, my weekly recommendation, specifically Avengers Age of Ultron, and in general, the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're doing a good job.
Yeah, they're doing real good.
If I'm only gonna watch one to get me hooked, other than Guardians of the Galaxy, which one should I watch?
Fucking awesome.
Start out with Iron Man.
Yeah, definitely Iron Man.
I mean, the Avengers are
Iron Man 2
good.
wasn't that fucking good, but Iron Man 3 kind of makes up for the two.
I mean, the Avengers are good. They're well cast. They're well acted. But I mean, Robert Downey Jr. just steamrolls everything. He is the perfect Tony Stark.
I was just gonna say he is Iron Man now.
He has the most beautiful level of natural arrogance and being a dick that just hand in glove for that character. So
If
beautiful.
you just love that kind of characters.
All right.
It's like making Leonardo DiCaprio play, I don't know, a megalomaniac, sadistic asshole.
I thought you were gonna say a retard.
I hated Leonardo DiCaprio because I was a teenager when he like came out and blah blah Titanic and he's so wonderful, he's so dashing.
But then he appeared in Django Unchained.
And he never really, I guess he was never he never seemed like a positive person to me. I'm having a hard time phrasing this.
Like if
Likeable.
you heard that DiCaprio was in a film, it wouldn't be like, ooh, I want to watch that. It
No,
would
because
be
he
like,
was always given these really, really likable parts, and he just never came off to me as being likable. And then I saw him in The Man in the Iron Mask, where for 90% of the film he plays a megalomaniac sadist, and he was just awesome. He just had this natural air of I will fuck up your entire life just because I can, and it was just beautiful.
I guess it's probably because he's played so many of these shitty characters that he finally could, play something else. So he just went all out. I mean, in Django Unchained, he's just like, you've never seen Leonardo DiCaprio like that.
Yeah,
I think he's just a natural bad guy. I think he was just miscast at the start of his career. I think he's just one of those guys.
I think it was just because he was young and he was cute and he just happened to be in Titanic and he just became a character actor like that. He just played that. And then when he grew older, those kind of roles disappeared because he got older.
He was a child star in some sitcom or something like that.
You have
Titanic,
to do. They just have to live with that. A lot of these actors and a lot of them just quit, just don't do anything else. But Leonardo DiCaprio fucking nailed it. He just bam, motherfucker. Here's some cool ass movies. Wolf of Wall Street, Django Unchained, and just bam.
Man, I still haven't caught Wolf of Wall Street.
It's
all
really.
right.
I think it's really fucking good because it's so
I
much
think it's
fun.
about half an hour too long for me, but it's
It's a little bit
quite
too
good.
long, yeah. And sometimes parts you say you think to yourself, "Is this the end?" And then it's like, no,
Yeah,
it just keeps
exactly.
going on. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a
the
lot of
parts that were fun kind of makes up for how long and boring some
Yeah,
parts may
yeah.
be.
Oh,
But it's not better than Django Unchained performances did.
can I make another weekly recommendation?
Go ahead.
Not really.
I would
Well,
say go
I'm
ahead.
doing it. Fuck you. Because now we're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio, I have to go back and recommend Shutter Island. Holy shit, that's an awesome movie.
Shadow Island's alright.
But
That
you
was
have to
just
watch it
it's fine.
unspoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
So
watched
it's-
it unspoiled, and to me it was still just fine.
Yeah, just fine. Psychological horror thriller, something like that. It's basically all you need to know about it.
Yeah.
It's quite good. I would recommend it, I guess, if you're into that sort of stuff.
Yeah, same here. I would say, like, if you like that, if that's your thing, yeah, go ahead. A lot of movies are like that. Like, personally, I don't like it, but Jesus, if you really like that kind, it's really good.
Yeah. So Kevin, your recommendation?
It's a YouTuber, if I'm allowed.
Only if it's me.
Well, okay, it's Dopefish. No,
Oh, thank you. Yes, I would also recommend me.
no, but I would recommend myself. No, I would recommend Angry Foreigner, so that Dopefish recently, acknowledged. I think.
Discovered? Yeah. I didn't know about him before, really.
Yeah,
He also goes by a different name. I guess he recently changed his name.
yeah. His Swedish name was first anonymity talar, but then he gained a bigger English on.
What now?
It's hard to explain.
It's basically like
It's pretty much
bloody
Angry
talar.
Foreigner.
Hacky speaks.
A naughty
it's-
bloody talar.
yeah.
And
Anonymity talar.
now we're drifting into Finnish here.
Oh, the stereotypical one.
So, what's so good about Angry Foreigner?
Henrik Foreigner is a YouTube channel that started off as a Swedish channel, talking about how fucked up Sweden is and, and other subjects around, like, sometimes Gamegate and all that stuff. And it's really interesting because he's, really good what he does. It was, as my little brother says, kind of like the Amazing Atheist of Sweden, but in my opinion, a little bit better even.
So
and now
it's
when
a
he
fair
gained, and then
comparison,
he
I
was on Sargona for a COD podcast, and he kind of, gained a bigger audience from, other countries than just Sweden, because he became famous for being, he was talking about immigration and shit like that.
Andersen.
Yeah.
Who is Sargon of Akkad?
He's a guy, and you've tweeted him a couple of times.
Yeah,
And he has a podcast. I recently learned 10 seconds
kinda,
ago.
yeah.
Kind of more like interviews, I guess,
Yeah,
or something
really.
like that. Hangouts, but
That's what
yeah.
I meant. But
Sorry, go ahead, Kevin. Just wanted to see if Anderson knew anything about
I don't
it.
know shit
yeah.
about fuck. Aren't you used to this by now?
well, it's like if YouTube had an atheist community. Sargon of Akkad is one of them. Amazing Atheist and all that jazz. And Sargon of Akkad just happened to be one of them. And he interviews a lot of people, and he did an interview with Angry Foreigner, and that talking about how fucked up Sweden is. And a lot of people became really interested in his channel. So he was like, well, now I kind of have to change to, English videos instead of just, putting subtitles on every video. And it's just a lot of work. So he's like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to do English videos. So he changed his name to Angry Foreigner. And it's still a good channel, of course, because sure, his English is not perfect, but neither is mine, and neither is Dopefirst.
His English isn't perfect, but
His
who
English
can
isn't
really blame
perfect,
him?
but it could have been better like mine.
Friendship punch.
Precis. En arbetare talar. But he's a lot of
Ablati
fun.
natti talar.
And I was actually in one of his latest videos, so yeah. He's a good friend of mine, and I really like to
So-
more people to see his channel.
So do you think we could get him on this podcast at some point?
If you would like to. I could ask
'Cause-
him if you want to.
He seems like a super interesting dude to talk to,
He really
just
is.
from watching his videos.
You
He's
should.
kind of like-
I was actually gonna ask you before we record this that like if you wanted me to ask him about it.
Yeah, that would be cool since you know him personally and all.
Yeah, I
But
could.
he's really sort of like in your face in a way. He's sort of, I guess, intentionally offensive in many ways.
Yeah, he's a really
Which I would just say is a cheap, lowbrow tactic that we ourselves would never use.
no, of course not.
Only idiot fucking niggers would do something stupid as that.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Don't be
Jesus.
racist, Dope. Racism is a crime.
Crime is for niggers. Okay, so I'd second that recommendation if you want to listen to somebody talk about basically Swedish immigration and various other cultural things going on in Sweden.
As he said himself, Sweden. If Tumblr was a country, that's Sweden.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. That's not how he.
No, I think that's exactly what he said.
He said, I'm paraphrasing. He actually said, if he said if Tumblr was.
No, I think he said that.
It was something like that, but I have a feeling that I said that wrong. But whatever.
I'm fairly sure it was if Tumblr was a country, it would be Sweden or something.
Yeah, anyway, that's the point he made.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, and he became famous for talking shit about Sweden, basically. And go and check it out. If you don't like Sweden, you will love him.
Yeah. How much Burke is in it?
Like 90% of his videos are in Swedish.
So it's just gonna be birdie.
He just switched to English, so he has 2 videos in English. Welcome to Sweden.
So how much am I missing out on? Like, I'm gonna go there. I don't want to listen to the Swedish chef all day. How much am I missing out on if I only listen to his English videos?
Not a whole lot.
I mean, there's a lot of videos that are interesting. They're all subtitled.
They're really good,
well,
but if you just if you don't really want to listen to the Swedish language, I would say just watch those videos and you will be fine, really.
So it's not like there's a lot of context or references or anything.
Yeah, it's not like it's a series or anything.
No.
They're on different topics every time.
You will understand pretty much what he kind of started a new series now, really, which called Meanwhile in Sweden. So if you start following that, you will be fine.
Yeah. All right, so my recommendation of the week...
Star Citizen!
Yes, of course! I've turned around. Just give the developers $400 and you'll get a ship that you can't fly. But no, I'm gonna do quite a strange recommendation, I suppose. It is a game called The Last Sovereign. Now, what's so weird about this recommendation might be explained by the fact that this game, before its name got changed, was called The Last Fucklord.
Oh, I know about that one.
It is a porn game.
Yes.
It's basically one of the best ones I've played.
Hold on. Taking notes.
Yeah, The Last Sovereign. It's still in development. Like, there's a Patreon up and regular updates, all that. It's made in RPG Maker, which, hold it, is not as bad as it sounds, because this one is actually well made in RPG Maker, as strange as that sounds.
There can be well made RPG.
Well, I mean, RPG Maker doesn't mean that the game is automatically shit. It just means it's really easy to make a shit game.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Unity. Just because it's Unity doesn't mean it's shit. But most of the cases,
it's still a warning flag, at least for me. Like RPG
it's a warning.
Maker, oh shit!
It's a warning flag.
Someone's gonna use the default combat, and it's gonna be super boring and everything.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like I started playing it and playing it like normal. Basically, I like skipping through the story, wanting to get to the juicy bits, and then suddenly I realized that the story is super interesting, and I got really into it. It develops like this whole like, I suppose, fantasy setting with its internal rules and everything, and the protagonist is really different from most other games in that genre. It's very refreshing.
So it's not a hyper-competent but lonely, nerdy guy.
No, definitely not.
Because that is like the porn game protagonist.
Yeah, basically the game starts and you're in control of this chosen one, they're called. Basically, like, you're the chosen one, you have these companions, you're gonna go kill the Incubus King.
It's pretty much Honey Pop the sequel.
But very soon, like after the prologue, the chosen one dies and you take control of one of his companions instead. This sort of old, kind of bitter knight with a very strict moral code, who is basically, I suppose, cursed or infected with a shard of the Incubus King or something like that.
Oh.
And basically has to I don't know, he gets this power that he doesn't really want, and it's quite interesting to see how he handles it. And as the game progresses, it sort of develops, and he kind of comes to accept his gift a little bit. He basically has, like, sex magic after that, I suppose. Like,
imagine cool. Elder Scrolls if it was a porn.
Poke me when it's actually out.
Yeah, right now it has about 12 hours of content, so...
Yeah,
it's
but the
well worth. Also, it is free.
Problem is, the way I work is if I get the game now, I'll play through those 12 hours of content, and then when the full game comes out with 600 hours of content, I'll be like, nah, I played it already.
Yeah. Actually, I accidentally downloaded the old version, the Last Fucklord, which is the best title ever. I'm so sad they changed. But there had been like an update, so and it's the saves couldn't transfer between those two updates, but they can in future ones. So I had put like 10 hours into the game, gotten to the end of the content, and it's like, oh fuck, I gotta replay all of this. But it was worth it because the game is really fun. It's like not grindy at all, and the story is good. But yeah. The Last Sovereign.
I played a little bit of it, and I can agree.
I wonder how the RPG Maker people feel about their thing being used for porn.
I think they wouldn't be
sure
that
they
fucking angry, Jesus.
I
sure
guess
they
they're
must know
getting
about
paid,
it.
so whatever.
Yeah.
They'd be like, well, we get paid, and it's fucking porn, man. Come on.
But yeah, like good writing, quality, and good music, art, and everything. Like it's custom. It's just good all around.
Imagine 50 Shades of Grey was actually good.
Man,
The only complaint about it is that it's quite vanilla. It's too vanilla for me. Like basically just straight sex and some sort of mind rape stuff, but nothing too extreme, which is a bit sad. But
So imagine 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes, it is better than 50 Shades.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our recommendations of the week.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to our topics, Andersen?
Yes.
Star Citizen.
No.
No, not again.
Star Citizen is banned. No. So apparently what happened is that some guy shot some other guys in a church, and those guys were black, and therefore it's the end of civilization. AKA the Charleston shooting.
But I like the Civilization games.
No, you're telling me Sid Meier got killed in a church?
Yes. Because he's black.
Yes. Well, yes. So this right-wing extremist, white supremacist, whatever you want to call him, neo-Nazi, neo-Confederate, whatever, went into a black church and killed a bunch of black people.
Didn't he basically... It wasn't really targeted, wasn't it? He just went into the church and then went on a shooting spree.
No, it's weirder than that, or it's more disturbing than that, because he went in and sat in one of their like prayer meetings for an hour before he started shooting them. So he was like in one of the ceremonies or whatever you want to call it in the church.
Yeah.
Man, we have the Bondoc Sakes in real life, man.
Yeah. I mean, that is disturbing, because killing faceless, nameless people must be so much easier than killing people that you've spent some time with.
It is.
I know.
Yeah.
Only thing I know about this, really, because I don't really follow the news that much, I just kind of get tidbits, is that certain people on Twitter were outraged that he was captured alive by the police and not just gunned down on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, many comparisons have been made to the Tsarnaev brothers, the ones who did the Boston Marathon bombing.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, brown-skinned Muslims, and they were hunted down in a very different fashion than he was. And basically people are saying that if this was a Muslim terrorist or even a black person who shot up a white church, the police handling of him would be way different. And I think there is probably some truth to that.
Yeah, I can't really say no. I can't really say no.
Yeah, there's been sort of excuses, I guess, from conservatives who feel that they've been attacked, that, like, no, this wasn't anything to do with politics, this isn't terrorism, he wasn't trying to do anything political, he was just, a disturbed loner, or whatever you want to call it. And also, like, he probably wasn't targeting black people.
What was his name, the guy in Norway?
Breivik.
Yeah,
Anders Breivik.
He was just a disturbed loner as well.
Yeah, of course.
There's a pretty clear consensus that was terrorism, though.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't... Breivik was talking about, like, the Crusades or something like that, I think, like, with Muslims.
Breivik was clearly out of his mind.
Yeah, but aren't all shooters in some way?
Just about
some more than others.
In a way, they're out of their mind.
Some have a fucked up enough worldview that they're willing to murder others for their ideas, and others are just out of touch with reality. And I would say that Breivik leans quite heavily towards the second group.
That's fair enough.
Well, both of them are really out of their mind.
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about this the shooter guy. Who was he?
I don't care. It's very unimportant. And I think that's something that's wrong with the coverage of this. Basically, I said on Twitter that something that's wrong with the media is that I know who this shooter is, what he thought, what he fucking ate for breakfast, how he dressed himself, but I haven't even heard the names of the victims.
Well,
Like,
who cares about
so
the victims?
much-
They're black. No, I mean, there is. I mean, we have to be honest. There is a very heavy racial bias in American media.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, even when it isn't just black victims or whatever, it seems like, I don't know. Is there something perverse about how you make shooters famous like that? Because his name is plastered everywhere and he's gotten his message out.
I was mainly asking because I wanted to know, which I think is a relevant point, if he had a history of diagnosed mental illness. Or if he was just a fuck up.
I don't remember. I think there was something about that because he wasn't legally allowed to own a gun or something. But I'm not exactly sure what
I mean,
that was about.
in America, to not be allowed to own a gun, you have to either be a schizophrenic or Hitler.
Like, you have to be really fucked up to do that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or black. I don't know if blacks can legally own guns.
They probably
Well, they
can.
better not walk with them in the open or they'll get shot.
I mean,
They
how
better
else
not
are
walk
gonna
with
bust a
Skittles
cap
or
in
they'll
your
get
ass?
shot.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Christ. But yeah, I don't know. You guys don't seem to have too much to talk about when it comes to this. But one of the sort of after effects of this is this shooter has been sort of posing with the old Confederate flag. You know, the rebel flag from the Civil War. Basically, the pro-slavery.
So
flag,
that's
I
what
suppose.
started that whole hullabaloo?
This is
Yes,
the more interesting
and-
part, really.
And now, basically, there's this frenzy to. First, it started with they wanted to remove the flag because it was flying outside of the city hall in what the fuck's the state?
Charleston?
South Carolina. Yeah, Charleston, South Carolina. They still have like the Confederate flag flying out there, which is kind of strange. So it started with them wanting to remove it, and now they're taking it down. But then which seems reasonable, like, why are you still flying this flag? This is a flag that represents the fucking Confederacy. The pro-slavery dudes who got fucking defeated by the Union.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I saw on Twitter my favorite cartoonist, Zach Wiener, was actually making that point. Yeah, it's a symbol of slavery. Yeah, it's also a symbol of armed revolt against the United States of America. But it's also a symbol of being really bad at that and getting your ass
exactly.
kicked.
It's a symbol of
defeat.
failure and
Yeah.
defeat, which makes this like, oh, it's Southern pride, it's our heritage argument so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the rebel flag should be just as acceptable as a swastika flag.
I have made this comparison as well, but I'm not sure it is entirely fair. I can't explain exactly why though, because maybe it's just how the culture is sort of colored it.
Good point, though.
But yeah, I mean, you don't see Germans like having Nazi era flags and like talking about like, oh, the good old days. No, we're just focusing on the good parts. You know, we made the trains run on time, and it was our history and heritage.
You actually do, but those people are not actually legal in Germany itself. They're actually prosecuted.
Which
Persecuted.
is stupid as
Whatever.
fuck. I hate that. I really hate that the Nazi flag is illegal. And I don't think the Confederate flag should be illegal either.
No.
If private citizens want to fly it, they're very welcome to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't belong
It should
in,
just mark you as
government
a
property.
hick and a
Yeah,
backwards
exactly.
person.
Yeah, it doesn't belong in in official places in state-owned property.
Just
Yeah,
like
whatever
religious
person,
symbolism.
like every person have the rights to believe in whatever the fuck they want to do, but to just put it out in public at a public place for everyone to go to and everyone to visit, it's just
That kind of
I
forces.
think that's a little bit
Yeah.
fucked up instead. Like, sure, if you want to have a swastika flag in your home, go ahead. It's your home. It's your life. You do whatever the fuck you want to. But don't put that swastika flag in ICA above the fucking, the meat. Fucking, I want to buy meat. There's a swastika flag, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's I don't know, because that's a private owned business though.
I think putting
Well,
it on
maybe,
government
but if
buildings, you're forcing people to accept it. You're not really putting up a debate of whether or not it's acceptable or not, because there it is on your courthouse.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it is acceptable whether you think so or not.
I guess
Yeah.
it's the IKEA is a bad example, but still, I think you get
Yeah,
what I
but
mean.
if it's
out in public places.
Riksdagen or whatever, like
Rådhuset.
Yes, absolutely. Like if it's just hanging
or in
outside.
schools or whatever. You
Yeah,
know,
if
like
the school is, instead of the Swedish flag, they just put up the fucking swastika flag.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in public places like that, maybe. But
I have
but
to,
in your home, I wouldn't say like you can't.
I
buy
have to
the
though,
flag and do whatever the fuck with it.
I have to say one thing on this though. I think having the rebel flag in schools is really creepy. But you know what I think is probably about 1,000 times creepier?
Pledging allegiance to the flag?
Yes, having children daily drone through the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, it's fucked.
That is,
Fucking
I mean,
America,
really
man.
fucked.
that is indoctrination 101 right there.
Yeah, it really is.
Everyone
It's-
should have the freedom to believe whatever they want to believe.
But they're pledging
Yeah,
their
And
freedom.
yeah, but they should have the freedom to not to.
I freedom
And
my
they do, they can
freedom
just
to
walk out of
united
the-
freedom of freedom. With
Yeah,
one
the
freedom
freedom.
for freedom, above freedom,
As
and
long
all
as
for
you
freedom.
worship our God, amen.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
'Cause
that's
the Pledge
not
of Allegiance
that's
does
not
include
freedom.
One nation
Christian
under
references
God.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not freedom.
Yeah. But the rebel flag, the the Confederate flag, has a pretty nasty history. Basically, the flag that's flying right now isn't even the flag of the Confederacy.
Ooh.
It looked way different, and it wasn't in use like after the Civil War, especially often. Until I suppose the 40s or 50s, when segregation started to what is the opposite of segregation? Integration started, and basically racists down south started flying the fucking Confederate flag again, or what they believed to be the Confederate flag, the rebel flag, to basically indicate that no, we are anti-integration, we are pro-segregation.
So not
here.
only are they not doing it out of legacy and history, but just obstinately in protest, they're also actually doing it wrong, is what you're saying.
Yes. The flag they're flying is actually a battle standard, not like the actual flag of the country, but something that an army would carry into battle, I guess.
Well, I guess that makes it more appropriate for the cause they were actually when they started flying it. But it does make it kind of dumb today.
Yeah. I actually made a little infographic about the Confederate flag because I found it really interesting. I'll link it in the description to this, and I'll show it to you guys later as well. Basically, their first flag looked so much like the actual Union flag, like the American flag, that it got confused in battle, so they had to change it. Then they made one that has like the rebel flag in the corner, and then the rest of it was just white. And it got confused for the peace flag, waving the white flag.
That does seem like pretty dumb flag design.
Yeah. And then they changed it again and like added a red thing to it. It looks awful, but yeah. Anyway, the speaking of the Confederate flag and everything, while I don't think it should be in public places, like we've said, now a lot of companies have suddenly like pulled all their merchandise with the Confederate flag, like Amazon and eBay and such.
And some are going to stupid extremes. I know the point you're getting to.
And Apple have decided to pull all games on the App Store which feature the Confederate flag, including historically accurate Civil War games.
This is Wolfenstein 3D being banned in Germany all over.
Yes, it very much is. It is this strange, like, moral hysteria. Like, I don't know, when Columbine happened, people started talking about banning Doom and violent video games and stuff like that. Now this happens, and suddenly we're, like, banning this flag, making it illegal.
No, we're banning video games again.
Yeah, that's true. We're also banning video games. Yeah, there was
this
like
time they actually pulled them out of the store.
Yeah, that's true. They're actually gone now. There was
Yeah.
like this one pretty high profile one called Gettysburg Real American War or something like that, which is like down to like the placement of streams and such accurate to how the battles took place in that, and it's been used in classrooms and stuff to actually teach about the Civil War. and it's been pulled now because it has the Confederate flag in it, which is fucking retarded.
It's really stupid. It just goes back to what I said. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, as I said, if you want to spot this guy in your home, you can have that, and so does like in video games. It's just a fucking video game. They can put whatever the hell they want into
also,
it.
But
if you don't like it, that's the other
Let's
point.
take a step back here, though, and not get caught up in hysteria ourselves. This is not legislation. This is not even a trend. This is Apple.
Yeah. Well, also eBay and Walmart and Best Buy and all of these other companies. But they are private companies. I suppose they're allowed to do whatever the fuck they want, and this isn't the first time Apple has overreacted in these hysterical ways. But, I mean, I can understand if they were pulling, like, pro-Southern, pro-slavery, like, racist uses of the Confederate flag, but actual historical uses of it...
It's like I used to say, it's not... The problem is not always, like, for example, the words you're using. It's the context that you use the things in.
I think it's cultural, because, and I might fry for this, but I feel that of the Western countries, America is one of the countries that has the strongest culture of us or them, with us or against us. Yeah, so it's basically, I think Apple is doing this as a pure PR move, because if they don't, someone's going to point to it and say, look, they allowed natural fucking historical battles Gettysburg. That means that they agree with the Charleston shooter. And 7 million people in America are going to blow up and go, yeah, that's exactly what it means.
Yeah, that's so fucking true.
It's very true. It's like...
I couldn't have said
scarily
that.
So maybe they're not overreacting. I think maybe they're just doing what you always have to do in America, covering their ass.
Yeah, I mean, it's self-censorship, and they're welcome to do it, I suppose, but it's...
Scary.
I was going to say it's unnecessary, but maybe it isn't because of the fucking culture of outrage in America. Speaking of culture of outrage, did you guys hear that Obama said nigger?
Yes, but I don't know anything about the context.
I haven't even heard of it at all.
He was talking, like, he was on some podcast or something. I don't know the context either. I just know that he said nigger, and, like, everybody blew up. Like, accusing him of being supporting gangster rap culture. And
I would just say, fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
He was talking about the Charleston shooting, I think, basically, like...
Don't even care.
About the racism of the South and whatever. And, like,
still awesome.
Yeah.
All I know is he had a tranny kicked out of the White House.
Yeah,
what?
Man.
He did?
Yeah, he was like having this big day on LGBT rights, and he had invited a lot of people, and basically as he was giving his speech, this person kept heckling him, and he asked the person to be quiet, and basically scolded him and said, listen, you're in my house, this is really disrespectful. And in the end gave the person the ultimatum, listen, you can stay here and be quiet, or I'm going to have you removed so we can get on with proceedings.
Well, no, so Andersen, you totally couched that wrong. Obama didn't kick a transsexual out of the White House. He kicked an asshole out of the White House.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not
like
the
it doesn't
issue.
matter what you are. If you're an asshole, you're a fucking asshole. Jesus.
But is there something specific about this person being trans or?
No, I just think it's really. I just think it's really funny that Obama kicked a tranny out of the White House.
Yeah, it makes like a funny
out of
headline
context.
or a
It sounds
sound
funny.
bit
Yeah.
I guess I'm just verbally clickbaiting.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Put that in the title. Obama kicks a tranny out of the
Actually,
house.
there's a name for verbal clickbait. It's called a hook.
Didn't really know that. Now I know.
You gotta have a hook. You gotta have something that catches people's attention. Something that hooks them in and has them listening. Has them wanting to know more.
The movie Hook wasn't that good.
Oh, come on. Dustin Hoffman blew that out of the water.
Okay, sure.
Shall
Gotta mix
we,
up for everything else.
Shall we move away from the shooting, shall we? Andersen, you put this next one in. Why don't you introduce it?
I know like about 1,000% more about Kevin now than I did at the beginning of this, because I really just knew, he's the guy who does who edits videos sometimes. That's all I knew.
That's pretty much how everyone knows.
So this turns out being way more apt with what I know now than it was when I wrote it, because I want to talk about the business/art of being a YouTube content creator. Because it really is kind of walking a line between a business and an art, isn't it, Kevin?
Yes.
Don't just answer yes. Fucking elaborate. This is your thing.
I thought you had more to say. I'm sorry. Yeah, I do believe that YouTube has become more and more of a business and less than art, really, in my opinion. Because at the beginning it was just people putting up videos for fun.
Yeah.
They just doing what they want to do. Didn't make any money. It didn't take long until that happened, but it's become much bigger now. But at the beginning, it was just like, oh, we're having fun. We're doing these vlogs. We're doing this commentaries. We're doing these animations and stuff like that, and sketches. Like just having fun. If it's more, as you would call it, art, because they're just doing stuff. And now it's just like, oh, I need to do, as you say, having hooks, like clickbaits and shit like that. A lot of videos are like that.
Which video will get
kind of like
maximum
Dopefish is
CPM.
like, if it doesn't laugh in a video, who the fuck is gonna like that video anymore? Except for those that actually listen to what he has to say and not just what he laughs at. And it's become more like, oh, it's a business. Like you have to do this and that to gain more attention. And if you just happen to have that one big hit, you have to just keep going with that. You can't do what you want to do anymore. And the same as for me and Felix. Like we started doing this "Who the fuck is Hitler" song in Swedish, and everyone's like, oh, when is next song coming out? We don't want to see more sketches. Fuck that. Do more songs. And the latest one we did was with the Angry Foreigner, but we don't do that every fucking month. We don't want to do that every month. So it's hard to just do what you want to do anymore, because as soon as you just have that one fame, bam, you're lost. You have to do that one thing now. So it's become more of a business, you know.
I think there's
sense.
also another aspect to it. I think it is Smosh that does like comedy sketches. Anyone back me up here? No?
What? What are you saying?
Smosh.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
I have to admit,
Yeah,
I don't
Smosh, yeah, they
follow
do.
YouTubers at all, so I.
Talk to me. I know. Yeah, Smosh.
I barely know who they are, but yeah, they do like
Smosh, they
comedy
do comedy
sketches.
skits.
So I think it was them.
And they also have a gaming channel now.
Yeah, but basically for them, it's really hard to do what they do as a business, because they make few videos that are really like well produced. They script them and edit them and stuff, while a lot of other content creators just like PewDiePie, I suppose, like shits out 14 parts of Happy Wheels a day, and they get the same amount of views, but he has 14 videos, so he gets 14 times the views.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to go like
Would you say that
mass
he is
production, like
shoveling out those videos?
Oh.
But you kind of have to go quantity over quality if you want to make a lot of money.
Yeah, but that's really what business is all about, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a lot of big summer buster movies out there that really care about the, like, quality anymore. They just like, well, they do like explosions now, don't they? Put in explosions.
That's the lowest common denominator thing again. Yeah.
Yeah, and and the same with YouTube now. As you said, PewDiePie just like pooping out a lot of these videos and just like, well, who cares if it's bad? It still gets the views, so it's going to become more of a business than art as it used to be, or just as I would like to call it, fucking fun, man. We used to have fun.
Yeah.
How much do you feel that the current state of YouTube, like you say, it's turned into more of a business? How much do you feel that affects the content that you put out?
Well, it doesn't really affect the content I personally put out, because there are still some YouTubers out there that does this for fun. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I don't get a whole lot from Dopelives, but I still edit videos. Not a whole lot anymore as I used to, but because I have to make money some other way, I've become more busy. But I try to, but I still have fun with it. I don't see it as, oh, I'm gonna make money off this. No, I see it because it's a lot of fun. They do these streams. They have fun in the streams. I edit the videos and make them, watchable on fucking YouTube, so I don't have to watch there for like 2 hours. They can just watch the 10 minutes videos if they just want to do that. And if they want to watch the whole video, as we say at the end, you can watch the full streams at Dopelives.com. You can do both. But at the same time, there is this other side of YouTube where it's just become business, where we have all of these big companies starting YouTube channels because YouTube is the fucking shit now.
Yep.
So we have all these movie trailers out there. We have these commercials out there. Commercials before the commercials. And it's just like a movie trailer before the movie trailer. We just have business. And then they put business on the YouTubers that we used to have. Like PewDiePie's be like, here, have this business. Do us promotion. It's free, right? It's just like, you get the game. We do this business, man. And they just become more of that than just having fun. Sure, we have the fun part left, but they don't get as much attention as those other big YouTubers.
Yeah, it's compared to like 5 years ago, it's super hard to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
The market
definitely.
is so oversaturated, and basically YouTube's algorithms makes it so that only massive channels ever get people to stumble upon them.
Or
You can't,
horrible fucking music videos.
Yeah.
Or commentary videos about this is racism. I was raped today. It's like, what?
yeah.
Is this
basically
YouTube?
The way YouTube promotes viral videos, it's like super duper hard to
It's
get
not
noticed.
Ladder Goat anymore.
So
It's something else.
So Kevin, saying, let's say I want to get into YouTube. I want to do Let's Plays because I'm so funny and original.
Yes, you are.
Where would I start?
Well, that's a hard question. I mean, for me, it's just like the people that I talk to, because I know a lot of small YouTubers that does these Let's Plays, and they always be like, "Oh, you're so cool. You're from Dopelives, man. You did that shit." And we're like, "Well, I don't care that we have 100,000 subscribers soon." For me, it's just like we're having fun, man, and so should they. Just have fun, be yourself, do whatever you want to do. If you wanna do a fucking Let's Play of Goat Simulator, fucking do it. Who cares what the other people's gonna say? As long as you are having fun and doing what you want to do here on YouTube. If you're out to look, if you're out after money, then you're stumbling on some other subject here, and I can't help you. But if you're out here just to have fun, like we do, fuck it. Just do whatever you want to do. What you feel like you want to put out on YouTube, it's here to stay. Unless it's movie reviews, you're kind of fucked. But
So what if I want to get seen?
if you
So
want to get,
basically, if you want to make YouTube your job, there's basically a couple of rules you need to follow. You need to whore yourself out as much as fucking possible.
Absolutely.
You need to contact larger channels, not even large channels, it's larger.
Just
like
larger.
10,000 subscribers, and get on there, get your videos out, get people to watch them.
Maybe get on a podcast of a bigger channel.
Yeah. You need to make consistent and dedicated content as well. You basically need to upload on a tight schedule, like preferably like 5 times a week.
yeah,
And just keep making videos. The more videos you have that are quality, the more chances people
and
find
have
them
the
and subscribe.
same kind of like what's it called, style thing.
Yeah.
Like you have this one thing.
Consistency.
This-
Consistency. Just do that one thing. You have to have that one personality. You have to play that one kind of video game.
yeah,
and just
hopefully
go
it's
ahead
something
like
that,
that.
that really clicks with people once.
Yeah,
you
because
get
if you started
noticed.
playing Goat Simulator, bitch, you're playing other simulators, or you're fucked, man. If you became famous for playing Goat Simulator, that is. Like,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
became famous playing simulator games, you're fucked.
It's what I like to call the Yogscast syndrome.
Yeah, and it's
They got huge for doing Minecraft videos, and then you could just tell. I'm not subscribed to them longer. I don't know if they even make videos anymore, but you could tell that they got so fucking tired and bored of making Minecraft videos.
yeah.
They were just doing it for the money after a while. It's like, well, people expect more Minecraft, so
I like
I
to
guess
call
we're doing
this.
another Minecraft video.
I like to
Yeah.
call this viral thing, where you go viral and you have to do one thing at all times. The ladder goat effect, actually, because looking at it, every time you get the most viewers, what are you doing in the video?
Yeah, it's true.
You're laughing. You're doing something stupid in the video game. It's either a glitch or bug, or if it's just a fucking create your character video, something
Yeah.
like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I've edited one of those, and Jesus fuck, it has 200,000 views.
Yeah.
It's,
if I
incredible
wanted
to me.
If I would really wanted to like squeeze money, I would just make those videos all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like it has that weird effect. Like if you just do this one thing, you can get a lot of money, and that's how you want to. If you want to be seen, there's this one thing that people like, and just keep doing that thing. But if you don't want to do that, you just want to have fun, like we do. We don't fucking do this kind of video on Dopelives all the fucking time, right? We're not just shitting out Dopefish
exactly.
laughing. We have Nuja, we have Luish, we have all of these. But people just ask me like, who the fuck are these? Like, no, it's Dopelives. It's not
Yeah.
Dopefish. It's Dopefish
exactly.
from Dopelives, and we are a whole community with a lot of people streaming. And I like to edit not just Dopefish. I like to edit a lot of people, and I think it is more fun for me too.
Yeah,
Because there's
But,
a
I mean,
lot of
if-
different styles.
If the Dopelives channel was a business, this might sound a bit egotistical, but basically
It would
only
absolutely
Dopefish
just be
videos
you.
would-
It would just
yeah.
be you. Absolutely.
Yeah, because people get like almost upset when they see other people like this.
And
is
maybe
Dopefish.
quips.
I subscribed for Dopefish.
And maybe quips playing Swedish games. that worked too, actually.
Yeah, that did work.
That did actually really work.
Anyway, I feel like we're kind of starting to go in circles. So, Andersen, bring us to the next topic.
We're going insane.
Yeah, the next one kind of needs some explanation. I've written it up as fandom, idolization versus familiarity. And the thing is...
Are those like 2 different card games or something? Because I've never heard of any of those.
No. The thing is, when you're a fan of someone, when you like someone, like say, Kevin, are you a Dope fan?
I used to be a really good, like, big Dopefish fan, but then I just became more of a friend to the community.
But then
so
you got to know me, and now you
exactly.
hate
It's
me.
more like a friend. Now I'm a part of Dopelives. I'll be like, I'm a fan of Dopelives. You know, me and other people in the community. Like,
Yeah,
I'm a fan of myself,
And
man.
the whole point of that is that at a point you get so close to someone, you stop being a fan and just become an acquaintance.
I'm still a fan though. Like I really enjoy the videos that other people put out on the content, the channel, not the ones that I edit, you know. And I still enjoy watching streams, even though I don't really participate in the chat a whole lot, because when I do streams, I actually usually do other stuff, on the side, just looking and listening. And it's usually, I'm sorry, Dopefish. It's usually Lewis, but sometimes it's Dopefish, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you've poked me after stream sometimes, like, hey, can I edit this?
Yeah,
a
and
few times,
you did that. I am Bread, and I was like, I need to edit that because that was funny, and I have so much content lying around that I have to get to. But don't worry, just send me more, and I'll get. Actually, honestly, if you send me more, I'll actually do it faster because I have so much to go back and forth to. It's just not just Dopefish.
You can have some of
just
mine.
not this one. Absolutely. I usually tell that to all the people on that streams on Dopelives and be like, hey, fucking send me.
Anyway, Andersen, I think we got a bit off topic.
Yeah. So let me ask you instead, Dope. Like, do you find a big difference in how people treat you? Like fans that also interact with you regularly, like people in the chat, as opposed to fans that only see you once in a while, that are kind of more distant?
I guess.
Am I making any kind of sense here?
Yeah, I suppose you are in some sense.
I barely understood the question, but I think
people. I suppose, Andersen, in some way you were a fan, I guess.
Yeah.
At least of Dopelives or something like that. But I've never considered you like a fan. You're just a friend. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess
I'm still a fan.
Once people actually get to know you, they become friends and not fans. Like. Fans are the people who leave comments on YouTube videos, I guess.
If you put it like this, Andersen, if you say you're still a fan, you're more like a friend that still enjoys his content, of course. You'd be like, yeah, you did a fucking good job, man. You know, I guess it depends on which kind of definition of fan you have.
Yeah, I mean,
if the definition of fan is just like someone, following you around on YouTube, just watching all of your content and just doing stuff like that. Or if it's just like, hey man, I like your stuff, a friendly one, but like, I really enjoy it. Like my mother is, as you would call it, a fan of what I do, but it's still my mother, but it's just another kind of fan, I guess. And then there's also the third definition, which blows wind on you.
Yeah. Sorry, Andersen. I am not completely grasping the concept of this question. Really, it seems, unless I've already answered, because I don't know.
It's kind of
I'm
like
not exactly sure what you're getting
podcast right now.
I guess maybe this topic just wasn't as interesting as I thought it.
When I actually read that topic, I thought of ukulele, because when I talk about fandom.
You're talking about. Sorry, are you talking about the Kickstarter game?
No, fanfare. When they just like, oh, look at this, it's kind of like Banjo-Kazooie, and then you'd be like, oh, and then you put Nintendo 64 cover art on your Twitter and be like, hey, look, it's Banjo-fucking-Kazooie. It's not our home game. No, it's Banjo-fucking-Kazooie. That's what I thought of.
Jesus Christ. I was asking if you were talking about that game, because at first I thought you were talking about the musical instrument, the ukulele.
Oh, no, a game. No, the game.
yeah.
No, the musical instrument is also Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, but you see, now you know what I mean.
If confusion was weight, I would be your mom right now.
I'm sorry.
There is this game called Yooka-Laylee that's recently gone through Kickstarter, which is basically a spiritual sequel to an old Nintendo game called Banjo-Kazooie. I'm sure you've heard of that.
Cool.
One.
Oh, I get it.
It
So they
looks
call
really
it
good,
ukulele because banjo.
Exactly.
And it's spelled like YO.
And they have the same font, too.
Or something like that.
It's the same font. It's the same composer. It's the same, kind of art style and gameplay. And it's 2 characters, Yoka and Lily. It's Banjo and fucking Kazooie. So it's it's the same thing. That's sort of what when I see the word fandom, I'd be like, oh, it's that when people hype over games.
Fuck it. No. The other thing was a bust. This topic is now about that.
Yeah, it is like that's what I thought of when I saw that. Not fans of people. I guess I just twisted that around, but
because I guess fandom makes it sound like the subgroup, I suppose, the subculture of fandom.
Yeah, that's precisely what I was thinking of. So it's like fandom.
Yeah, I was thinking it more on a personal level, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess
I don't know if you can become a friend with a franchise or a company.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
come on,
I'm really close friends.
Friend.
I'm close friends with Star Citizen. Let's just bring that up. I saw you last
Kevin,
podcast,
it's fine. No, it's fine. Embrace it. There is nothing wrong with having imaginary friends.
I know. That's what I keep telling myself all the time. I used to
that's what my
imagine
friends
having
keep telling
Dogfish
me.
as a friend. Who's he?
Let's move on. I think we kind of hit a bit of a stalemate here or something. Andersen wanted to talk about the rise of esports, and I do as well.
Because that is
aren't we already...
really a thing if you compare it to like 5 or 10 years ago.
But aren't we already at the plateau of esports?
Are we?
I don't know. That's the question.
I mean,
it feels like the last 5 years has been a huge growth, but in the last year, I don't know. I mean, the DOTA thing got the biggest amount of backers this year again, so I guess it is still growing.
Hasn't the DOTA compendium thing gotten the biggest amount of backers every year they've done it so far?
Every year, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I honestly heard about esports more last year than I did this year. I mean, for me, this year it's been like, oh, it happened.
Do you follow esports at all? Do you watch
I
esports?
did last year. I did because I keep hearing about it all the time. Like friends was talking about it, and I saw it on social media. And this year was not a whole lot of that. So I guess for at least in my social media, like for me, it's like lately it's just been like, well, yeah, it exists, and it's cool as fuck though because I really enjoy Call.
Maybe the hype is over, but people still watch.
I guess
it
it's pretty easy to figure out what esports I follow the most.
Is it Street Fighter?
It is punch kicking, indeed. And
dive kick.
I just want to talk for just one moment about Street Fighter esports. Last year, Capcom went in and made an official Capcom Cup tournament.
Is it actually called the Capcom Cup tournament?
The Capcom Cup
tournament.
The Capcom Cup, yes.
Okay.
The Capcom Cup.
And they did it so they basically picked out the biggest tournaments throughout the year and said, well, those are Capcom Cup Pro Tour events.
Yeah, so like the winners or the top X players gets points?
Yeah, you get points for placing in the top X, and I think winning one of these premier events automatically qualifies you.
Okay, yeah, so it's basically the same way like the Dota ones and everything else works.
And then they had the Capcom Cup, and there were some prizes and whatever. And after that, they announced, well, this was such a huge success that next year, that is this year, we're going to have a prize pool of $500,000, which I know it's nothing compared to like the insane Dota prize money, but this is the biggest prize pool by far, without any comparison, that fighting games have ever seen.
Fighting games don't have big prize pools. Like $500,000 is huge, isn't it?
I mean, 10,000 is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, $500,000 is amazing for fighting games.
And
the fighting game community is quite small in comparison to MOBA or.
And this has set Street Fighter on fire. There are so many people that like used to play Street Fighter, and they kind of stopped, and they still played casually, but stopped playing competitively. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, last year around fall, they're like, "I'm playing Street Fighter again. I gotta get my game on. I gotta get serious. Why? I gotta get me that $500,000, man."
Yeah. I mean, as soon as you make a video game a viable career path by having prize money and sponsorships, it's gonna attract a lot of people. And I suppose that Street Fighter, unless you were like, what's he called, Diego, whatever, Daigo, whatever. It wasn't especially lucrative. You would make so much more money becoming pro at League of Legends or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, just as an aside, Andersen, can you explain to me why there are so many black people in Street Fighter?
Yes, I can. Because I actually went and asked one of the pro players. I was on his stream, and I was like, this is not to sound racist or anything, but...
Not to sound racist or anything, but Asian peoples...
Yeah, I was like, why? I see all these black people, I see some Latinos, I see some Asians, but it's mainly black people. I see hardly any white people. And it doesn't bother me. I'm just like, why is it? And he told me, well, and this makes a lot of sense, the fighting game community of today comes out of the arcade community of earlier years. Like it started in the arcades, and if you
but arcades weren't predominantly black, right?
Yeah, because arcades were predominantly inner city, urban.
Oh yeah.
Because basically, if you were a white kid and had a good background,
you lived in a suburb.
You had better things to do. You
had
better things to do. You had to practice your cello or shit.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were a black kid, you'd get 50 cents, bring it to school for lunch. You wouldn't buy lunch. You'd go home hungry and you'd go play 2 games at the arcade instead, hang out with friends. So that's actually why the fighting game community is so colored, is because it grew out of the arcade culture, and the arcade culture was mainly in colored neighborhoods.
I don't believe you. As a fan of Tron, in the Tron movies, you see any black people go to arcades, man. Jesus. But yeah, you're very true.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I guess it's kind of the same reason why basketball is more black than like soccer or something like that, because it's an urban sport, like you play it in on concrete.
Yeah, I think it makes total sense.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Yes.
Anyway, I'm not saying this is gospel truth, but this is what I heard from.
I mean, it makes
from a guy who's
sense on the
supposed
face
to
of
be
it, at least.
Sounds logical.
I mean, I'm just being wrong when I think there's a lot of black people, but there is a lot of black people. If you look at Dota,
there are.
If you look at Dota, like the final teams, they're either Asians or like white. Like most of them are Eastern European, I guess, but still, like there aren't black people. That play
technically speaking, if we have to get really, really technical and split hairs, Eastern European people actually are white. Technically, I know it's a technicality.
I mean, they're Caucasian, but are they white?
I mean, generally, if you really want to go that path, generally they're whiter than most.
Yeah, but
have you ever seen a Polak?
No.
No, they run away really quickly.
I could be out of the sun for 15 years and I would never be as white as a Polak.
No, yeah. I mean, yes, they are white. I'm obviously kidding. But yeah, it is curious. And yeah, esports, I think Counter-Strike Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I've gotten into it recently again for a few months now, and that game has been growing steadily since it's been released. It's now much bigger, like 10, 20 times bigger than it was just a few years ago. The esports scene has really exploded.
One thing I'm really waiting for is mainstream media coverage.
Yeah. I mean,
there's been a little bit of it here and there, but I'm waiting for a television channel to televise like the DOTA, the international final game or something like that.
You are
in Sweden.
About a year too late, Andersen, because last year ESPN 4 or something televised the internationals.
Awesome.
Also,
that's what I want more
Swedish
of.
Channels that also did that.
That's what I want more of, because that's going to break esports into being mainstream recognized, and that basically means that when you tell someone, well, I'm a professional Dota player, they'll go, cool, instead of pushing you down and taking your lunch money.
Yeah, I mean, there are universities that offer scholarships for League of Legends now, like they would with baseball in the past, stuff like that. Things like America Express and other like Bank of America, big companies like that are sponsoring esports now, not just like AMD and like gamer niche products, but actually like big ones.
People are getting into countries on like an athlete visa for esports.
Yeah.
Like, I want to move to US for a year. Why? To play Dota. Oh, so you're an athlete. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's really why I wanted to bring up this topic, because I really think I don't think we're plateauing. I think we're at the beginning of something still.
Yeah, perhaps you're right. I mean, it is moving forward. A lot of this sort of around the side stuff that is happening, like teams and coaches and all that kind of stuff are cropping up, and sponsors are getting involved, and even legislation is changing, which is really cool.
So why are neither of you esport athletes? E-athletes, I guess. E-athletes?
I hate the word athlete. That has something to do with athletics.
Esports guys?
Yeah, I mean,
professional
you wouldn't call
nerds.
a chess player an athlete, would you?
Some of them probably would.
Athlete.
Hardcore gamers, yo, elite.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure darts is recognized as a sport, so a dart player.
Yeah, but darts is a physical activity.
Barely.
Well, use your arm.
Really, I mean, is moving your arm to throw a dart that much more physical than moving your arm to attack the enemy's ancient?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
I think it is. I mean, I have no problem with calling esports sports, but calling esports players athletes just sounds wrong.
Well, let's get back to the point then.
Semantics, really.
Why are neither of you professional esports players?
Because it takes a shitload of dedication and maintained focus, and I don't have any of that.
Yeah, I'll second that. Plus, I'm more of a casual game, really. I do play Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and I used to play League of Legends a whole lot, but I never really played it like competitive. I was never like sitting there and be like, yeah, motherfucker, you dead, you got wrecked. And now I'm just a casual gamer, and I just play for fun. When I play Call of Duty Global Offense, I have a lot of
sorry.
Fuck.
Hold
Counter-Strike. Jesus. I'm sorry. I used to play Counter-Strike 1.6, man.
Wait.
Call of Duty.
I feel bad for even saying
I'm
that.
confused again. Isn't Call of Duty and Counter-Strike basically the same thing, except made by different companies?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean,
it's about the same as Street Fighter and Smash Bros. Or something like
exactly.
that.
That's an apt comparison. I can relate to that.
Yeah, that's why I used it.
So,
what I meant to say, Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
So, Dope, I have to ask you, because you're one of the guys that knows me the best. Should I get Counter-Strike Global Offensive? Would you recommend that specifically to me?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if you're interested in it, I would, but knowing sort of what kind of games you like and how much dedication it takes to get into CSGO, I don't think you'd really enjoy it, because it's kind of one of those games that aren't just another game. It isn't, you can have gaming as a hobby, and then you have CSGO as a hobby.
Well, you can play
another thing you play as a big thing, not just another game. So it's like Street Fighter, I suppose. Like the same amount of time you'd put into Street Fighter, you need to put into CSGO.
That sounds awful.
Well,
that sounds like work. I'm not interested.
I mean,
exactly.
what I'm gonna say is really there is some kind of modes you can just play for fun.
Yeah, there are fun modes, but if you want to play fun modes, just go play like Unreal Tournament or something like that.
I guess, but I really do enjoy gun games.
I naturally hate Counter-Strike from the ye old days when I would play at net cafes, because basically, or internet cafes, I guess. Because the big thing that everyone was playing was Unreal Tournament, the original Unreal Tournament. It was fucking awesome, and everyone had a good time, and it was so fucking fun. And then came this little shit spark of basically an engine mod called Counter-Strike, and suddenly, we want to play Counter-Strike. No, we don't want to play Unreal Tournament. It's unrealistic. And nobody wanted to play my fun game, which was the lasers and the jumping and the pew pew explosions. So I have a natural resentment.
So you hate CS instinctively because it was the popular kid.
Yeah, no, because it killed my favorite kid. It murdered my favorite game.
Yeah.
And then shat on the corpse.
Well, individual experience. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, CS:GO is very fun, but it is very hard. It is a lot of practice.
That's what she said.
It is like highly skill based.
My little brother Felix is actually, like he plays it really,
competitively.
Yeah, he's really good. Like I'm sitting sometimes just watching him playing it. I was just like, oh Jesus. I mean, when I play casually, like for me, just like I play gun games sometimes. I used to play it more, and like back in the day, like it was Condition 0 and 1.6 and all that. And then Source I totally missed, and then you just went on to Global Offensive whenever that came out. I'm, as I said, I'm a casual gamer, so for me it's just like esports is cool. I can watch it. I watched it last year, a whole lot of it. It's just that I would never attend it because for me it's just like I would probably be more into Nintendo World Championship, like the casual thing for fun.
Wait, you said my little brother Felix, right? Is your little brother PewDiePie?
No.
Wrong
He's
Felix.
not. Wrong Felix. This is Felix Alexsson.
So Kevin, you said that you kind of watched esports and stuff, but you wouldn't be interested in playing it.
No.
Have you watched games that you haven't played? Like, have you watched esports of a game that you haven't really gotten into yourself?
Well, a lot of the fighting games, I think, because I'm a huge fan of fighting games. Like when I was a kid, I played a lot of fighting games, even the shit ones for Nintendo 64. Called Duel Heroes. It was really bad, but I even played that. And
I've never even heard of
Battle
it.
Arena Toshinden?
Don't play it. Huh?
Have you played Battle Arena Toshinden?
I don't think so. No.
Another ass fighting game.
Oh, okay. Well, I for me it's just like I played Street Fighter, I played Mortal Kombat, I played Tekken, I really enjoy Marvel's Capcom, that series. So I like watching that, and also Counter Strike. I watch a whole lot. Like that was mostly what I was watching.
Alright.
Because I really enjoy FPS games by standard. Really, it's just like, oh, if it's FPS, like when I watched Stanley Parable, I was like, oh, it's like first person. Well, that makes it more interesting. And then I went into it. Oh, this is actually really fucking funny. Stanley Parable is really good. Put that in esports. No.
God, speedruns.
It's Unreal in esports.
It's kind of died. There's a new one coming out. There's like an alpha right now.
Okay.
Which might revive it a little bit.
Nice.
There are esports Unreal, but it's not even in the top 25 games played. So.
Shit. Well, I really enjoy Unreal. It was a lot of fun. Like
it's really fun to watch.
I feel for Andersen.
I mean, Quake is still played quite a bit in.
I've seen
esports,
that.
which is similar, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think we shall move on to our final topic of this podcast, the one Kevin brought along. Why don't you introduce it?
Well, my guest topic is movies. You're welcome, Oliver Child. As I think it's Dopefish that put it in there, acting, Hollywood, and so on.
I like movies.
Yeah.
Moving on?
No, Kevin, you have starred in films yourself, have you not?
Oh, jeez, yes.
You what?
Oh, why, thank you. I've been in 2 movies. Swedish movies, that is.
Are they, like, mainstream films, or is it some indie stuff?
The company who does them has gone more mainstream now. They're doing commercials and have, like, hundreds of thousands
So
of
basically,
views.
if I go into, like, a Swedish film store, even though they don't exist anymore, could I find it? Or do I need to like order it online from someplace?
Since they don't exist anymore, I can't really say that it's hard. But if they would,
is it on Netflix,
if they would,
I guess?
no, it's not on Netflix. But it is actually in the Swedish, movie library thing, where you can put in your movie into the list of all the Swedish movies they have in the movie.
Yeah,
and they actually have that movie. It's a Swedish thing, like it's probably
but it's
in a lot of countries.
a bit like Library of Congress or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But
They
for
just
films,
have a list of a lot of films there, like, oh, this is all of the officially released films. And actually the one I'm in is actually in there, which called Tillbaka to Home Sweden, which actually had one actor that played in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Really?
And I was like, Jesus Christ,
Wait,
man, you're in Harry Potter,
after
man.
or before?
Huh?
After or before?
He was before because this movie like came along after, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Wait,
is that? Oh, he also was in one of the Ginter music videos, and I was like, "Yes!" Like, I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
That's more impressive than the fucking Harry Potter nonsense.
Exactly. I was like,
What is Ginter?
Gunther,
Ding dong.
You touch my tra la la.
a ding ding dong.
Surely you know of this artist, Andersen.
Come on.
Don't say no. You must have heard this song at least.
Or TD Weedy Strick Bikini.
Oh yeah, okay. Of course I've heard that one. That's like back from the 80s, isn't it?
No.
It's like 90s or 2000s.
This is the
teeny
early
weeny
2000s.
string.
Teeny we- that's
Man, he did a remix of it.
yeah.
It's
And
basically
also
a Euro
Touch
pop,
Me,
Euro trash artist.
Oh shit! I just fucking smashed my microphone.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry for that. I'm really sorry.
So you've been in these films.
Yes.
What was? Do you have a big
No,
role?
Teeny Bikini was released in 1960.
It's a cover.
Yes, I understand, but there has been a remake of it.
Yeah, he made a
cover,
cover
whatever.
of it.
You can do that?
You can do that. You're allowed to do covers, man.
Man, I only play video games. I'm not used to the whole concept of remakes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see what
Sick
you did
burn.
there.
He got
Final
wrecked.
Fantasy.
I am so hyped for that.
I'm not. But anyway,
I'm hyped for new
so,
Doom,
Kevin,
man.
your roles.
I've been in 2 movies. One called Fandom. It's not a porno, believe me. It's an abbreviation of something else. But yeah, it's a comedy movie. And the bigger one is called Tillbaka till Sweden. And I had, I was the brother of my own brother in the movie. Because Felix is kind of the star in our YouTube channel, so he gets the big roles. He had a big role. He was one of the main characters.
Okay.
And I just played his brother. But I was there on set.
So you played yourself?
No, we played other characters, but
Okay.
I played his brother because we
Okay.
do look like I am his brother, so they just thought that was perfect,
Yeah.
And so I thought that was fun, like going to the sets of an actual movie and shit like that, and doing all that. Yes, and I was like, well, who's in the movie? And I was like, oh, it's just this dwarf. It's like from Harry Potter. I was like, okay, cool. And then I looked him up. I was like, he was in the Ginter music video. Holy shit! I should have him sign my Ginter CDs.
Wait, a dwarf?
Yeah, he's a little person.
Is it? It's not the famous one, right?
No, it's not Dwarf.
Okay, yeah, because that would be.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But it's called KU or something like that. No,
It.
No,
Did you just say it's called?
no, I say
You
he.
fucking racist.
I said he's called KO.
Just rewind the podcast a little bit.
I
and you
probably
clearly
say
have heard
it.
him say it's called. You fucking racist. Just because he's a
Shit.
dwarf doesn't mean he's not a person.
It's
Did
not
I
really
actually say
racism,
it?
isn't it? Is it? It's more like ableist.
No, it's
Did I-
fucking heightist.
Yeah,
Holy
heightist.
shit! Did I say it? Oh,
Whoa.
for fuck's sake!
Stop
Oh,
your
wow.
porn torrents, please.
Yeah, you suddenly went super bad quality. Anyway,
Me?
This is probably going to
So-
sound weird on the podcast because he probably
'cause
didn't
there
go
won't-
super bad quality there.
that's true. So again, back to the fucking topic at hand.
Yeah.
We should just have started
Uh,
out talking about this. This is the best.
Yeah. So, did the movies turn out well? You've watched them afterwards, I guess. Are they funny?
In my opinion, they're funny. Yeah. It depends on what kind of humor you have. It's really Swedish humor. Obviously, because it's a Swedish film. So, like, if you're
what
really
does
into
Swedish humor even mean? Is it like bizarre stuff?
you've seen like Swedish television series where they have comedy, right?
Kilomjal!
Exactly that kind of stuff.
Is
You
it
know-
like grotesco tier stuff or?
Yeah, you can kind of go there. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not all the way there, but it's somewhere around there. So yeah,
Ah.
Swedish humor basically.
So it's not like Sune or something like that,
No,
like that
not-
kind of humor.
Maybe it's a little bit of a mixture of that and grotesco. Actually, I think it's a little bit of a weird mixture, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I've been in movies. I haven't been in movies since
Yeah,
then.
I've been in movies.
Yeah, for me, it's just I'm saying that not to be.
it's not a big deal or anything. Yeah.
No, for me it is not because I was like, it's not really that big of a movie, really. I was just like, oh, it was fun, as I was talking about
So
earlier. I
you're
like
not
having
like-
fun.
So you're not actually an actor, I suppose.
It's
like-
not something
Not
you're pursuing.
really. I'm more of a comedy skit on YouTube actor, that kind of stuff. Not like a real actor. It's like, I'm gonna be in that.
What if
fake
what
movie.
if TV Svenska, whatever the fuck, came and offered you to do like a comedy skit show on TV?
I would say yeah. I would bring Felix and Jonathan. Like we're a trio on our channel. Just do our own kind of thing, like we do on YouTube, just as a TV show. I would definitely do that.
Yeah, with a budget and...
Yeah, we have a lot of
Staff.
ideas for that, and thanks to our partnership, we could actually do that. We just really don't have that big of a concept yet, so we can really present it. But whenever we do, we'll probably try.
All right.
So, well, yeah.
So besides acting in films, you also enjoy films. Is this correct?
Yeah, a whole lot.
Can I quiz you on a few films that I enjoy to
I'll
see
probably
if you've
be-
seen them
I will-
and or enjoy them?
Do you mean if be like, oh, have you seen this? And I'll say yes.
Yes,
or no.
it's basically what do you think of?
Oh yeah, sure, we can do that.
Okay, Slow West.
Oh yeah, I actually just got to know what that was. I will actually watch it in a few days, so I'll tell you then.
Can I
Okay,
play?
Recommended. Sure, Anderson, you can
What
play
the
along.
fuck is that?
It's a western with Michael Fassbender. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Ex Machina.
Same with that.
you
I've
need
just
to see
heard
it.
about it like a while ago, but I do have it, so I will watch that too. I have both movies. They look
Alright,
both.
well, you
they look
definitely need to see
good.
it.
Both.
Highly recommend that one. It's one of my favorite films of all time, I think.
Cool, but I'll watch it.
Nightcrawler.
I really enjoy that.
I
thought
Did you
it
I
really
love
enjoy
that track.
Yeah,
I
I
think
really
it's
do.
one of Judas Priest's probably best tracks.
No, isn't it one of the X-Men?
Yeah, he's named after the
That
Judas
too.
Priest track.
Yeah, but it's a new movie, and who the fuck is his name from that is in Nightcrawler? He was Donnie Darko. What the fuck is his name?
Yeah.
I always forget his name. For me, it's just like, oh, it's Donnie Darko.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
He's excellent in that film.
It's a really good movie, actually. I
Yeah.
didn't expect it to be that good when I watched
Yeah.
it. Really.
Very good.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, same here.
Gone Girl.
I really like that too.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do.
Did you like Ben Affleck?
I think he did a really good job, actually, because mostly for me, he has not really been that good of an actor in a lot of movies. No,
Mm-hmm.
he's been more of a good director. But Gone Girl, I think it did a good job. I mean, it's kind of a weird ending, but I really enjoy the movie nonetheless.
All right. The One I Love.
That I have not even heard of, so if you recommend it, I will check it
Highly
out.
recommend it. It's almost like it's pretending to be a romantic comedy or something, but it's actually a sci-fi movie.
Oh shit, that sounds awesome.
It's really good.
What
It's
was it
about
called?
this-
The One I Love?
The One I Love, yeah.
I'll check that
It's
out.
a little
Definitely.
indie one. It's basically this couple who are at a counselor or whatever, like they're arguing, and then he recommends they go to this little place out in the country, and when they go there, things go down basically. Things
Yeah,
that are
I like
really weird and
movies
sci-fi.
that sound weird.
Yeah, I won't spoil it because
No,
I think
don't
it's
do it.
better to
I-
not know anything.
Yeah, that's actually I didn't watch any trailer for Age of Ultron or anything.
Yeah,
So I like being unspoiled.
yeah. The Edge of Tomorrow.
I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
Same
I
there.
like it a
Didn't
lot.
expect it to be that good.
Yeah.
I was like going in and be like, it's just gonna be a blockbuster movie. And then I was like, holy shit, this is actually fun. Like a whole lot of fun.
It's like, holy fuck, Tom Cruise is actually not being a dickhead? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
Tom Cruise is actually being good.
I still have no
Who thought
idea
he could
what
be
any of
in-
these movies are.
Okay, Anderson, you just pipe up once
I
you
am
hear
an
something
uncultured swine.
you recognize.
and write them all down and watch them.
Yeah, the new Godzilla film.
I didn't really enjoy it. I mean, the last battle was really cool, but for me, it was just like to get there wasn't a whole lot of fun. It was just a million times better than the other Godzilla movie we won't talk about.
Yeah,
but
the American one at least.
But then again, I wasn't that huge a fan of Godzilla to begin with, so for me it was just like I'm saying huge fan. I'm saying I'm a fan, yes, but not huge fan. I'm not saying like
you're not a
hyping
windmill.
it. I think it's cool. I like monster movies.
I quite liked it, even though it focused a lot around the stupid soldier instead of Godzilla.
Yeah, that's pretty much what my problem was, that it was a little bit boring to me. I just want to see Godzilla, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Can we just do that, you know?
Aren't Godzilla movies always like that, though? It's like, oh, Godzilla's here, and then you spend an hour following some stupid scientist around, and then Godzilla comes back and smashes everything at the end.
No.
Not really. The
Not
old
really.
ones were
The
really
old,
fun.
Japanese ones are...
Basically just the
bad.
battles.
Yeah.
And the characters just like, oh, what the fuck is happening? Like, what is that? Why? Be like,
Yeah.
well, fuck that. Let's watch more monster battle.
Yeah. Okay, next film. I'll just keep going over these for a while, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Horns.
Oh, yeah, I really want to see that one. I have
It
not
is,
had a chance to see it. I know it's Daniel Radcliffe and shit.
Yeah, with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I had a friend that really, really recommended to me. I will be like, oh, okay, I will get it and I will watch it someday. It's kind of like the same thing with Tusk. I really want to see it, but I just haven't had the time, really. I have so many movies to watch.
Yeah. Snowpiercer.
I haven't seen that one either. Sorry.
Oh, you gotta see it, man. It's really good.
You have to send the list to me
I'll
later.
just give you a list afterwards.
Yeah, do it.
Fine. Alright. Django Unchained.
We were talking about it earlier.
We were.
Yay!
Yeah, and I fucking love Django Unchained.
I've
Is this one
I've
you've
seen
seen,
this one.
Andersen?
Yeah, it's the one where they say
Yeah.
nigger.
Yeah, several times.
It's
Yes.
really good. I love Leonardo DiCaprio in this, and I love what's his name, the German guy,
Oh yeah, I fucking love that guy, but I never remember his name.
Oh,
the
God.
actor. He's in Inglorious Bastards as well, and he's just
He's so excellent of an actor.
God, he's so good.
He's so much fun.
Franz
Yeah.
Landa?
I love him.
No, that's the character.
No,
that's-
Hans
that's not
Landa,
right.
yes. Whatever. Anyway,
I'm looking it up, but it's loading super
I
slow.
love that movie.
Christopher Waltz.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's so
That's his
good. He's so good.
Yeah,
He's the
Christopher
best part of the
Waltz.
movie, in my opinion.
Oh,
'Cause
absolutely,
he's so much fun.
absolutely.
So
Both
much
movies.
more
He's the
fun.
best part of both movies.
Yes, like he's in the beginning of Inglourious Bastard, and you just get fucking sucked in right away. You'll be like, he's
Yeah.
so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's great.
Quentin Tarantino is just...
He's
His
awesome.
films are always awesome. I love them.
I mean, I pretty much like. I do like all of them.
I have to say, I think
pretty much-
Jackie Brown is really underrated.
Yeah, Jackie Brown is really good. In my
Yeah.
opinion, I really enjoy Jackie Brown.
the only ones I don't like that much is Kill Bill. I think they're...
Yeah,
kinda boring.
in my opinion, I gotta agree. That's the lowest there. Like,
they're basically a parody of a genre that I don't really
I thought
enjoy
they were a
especially
cool
much.
ride the first time I saw them, but I'm not really aching to go back and revisit them.
no, I can do that with the other movies. Like Reservoir Dogs, I've seen several of times, and
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction and shit like
Pulp
that.
Fiction, yeah.
And it's just so great of movies. Quentin Tarantino,
Man, the Reservoir Dog, the scene where he dances around torturing the cop,
it's
that's
so much fun.
yeah.
He's really good at if there's a guy who can write dialogue that can go on
Yeah.
for fucking ever and you're still interested, it's Quentin Tarantino.
It's because he writes
He
it
can
like
just- you can-
real dialogue. It's like real people
Yeah,
talking
and
about
it's-
stupid shit.
it's
It's
really
often
good.
a bit too snappy to be real, I think. But
Sometimes,
yeah,
maybe his own dialogues when he's in the movies can be a
oh
little bit
god,
snappy.
that is always the worst parts of his films. When
Yeah,
he comes on screen.
but come on, they're really good. Like you really, I like. Sometimes I can just be sitting there and be like, oh yeah, go on,
I'm-
don't do anything more, just talk.
Yeah.
I really liked Quentin Tarantino's part in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Is that
Well, he
when
was
he's in
more
the,
of an
the bar
actor
and
in
getting
that
the
one.
striptease or whatever?
No, just that character that he plays in that movie. I kind of got the impression that he couldn't really explain how creepy the character had to be, so he just played himself.
Yeah, it was really good. Robert Rodriguez is a really good director too.
Yeah.
He's really good too.
Okay. Dredd.
Oh,
The new Judge Dredd movie.
that is
Me and
so
Jonathan,
good.
a friend of mine, watched it, and we fucking orgasmed the whole way through. We were like, "Fuck yes, this is what
Yeah.
Judge Dredd should be."
It's one of the few films that I have rated 5 stars on Letterboxd. It is
It's
so fucking good.
I need to
good,
rewatch
so
it
fucking
soon.
good.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
me too. I think I have it on DVD somewhere, and if I don't, I will have to buy it. It's way too good.
Yeah.
Like just just orgasm all the way through. We were just sitting there like kind of fangirling, like fuck yeah, you judge Dredd, motherfucker.
All right, I'll do a few more. Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, it's actually my favorite horror movie of all time. If you can include comedy/horror movies into that genre of in the top list, but
I think you definitely can.
I think I can, and I will. Cabin in the Woods is the best horror movie of all time, in my opinion. It's
Cabin in the
so
Woods
fucking
is probably on my top 5 films of all time. I love that fucking.
Yeah,
film.
that too. It's in my top 10 too.
Cabin
it's
in the
really
Woods?
fucking good.
Cabin in the Woods. The Cabin in the Woods.
I heard Kevin in the Woods too.
Kevin in the Woods.
That's what I heard first.
I also watched that on GayTube. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I think I did a good job there. Really. I mean,
I can't believe you and Felix went at it like that. It's
I know it
Gay
was
tube
kind
is
of awkward.
GayTube is
it was
shit.
kind
Their
of
quality is ass. You want to get on Macho Mo.
yeah. We were thinking of that, but we couldn't really get into that because the community was not that. We just want to do like.
Is gay
for
sex
fun.
even is man on man gay sex even allowed in Sweden? Isn't that oppressive of women?
No, it's
misogynist. Yeah.
It's more the other way around. They don't have to deal with a lot of guys that way.
Yeah. All right. I'll do like 3 more so I can get through my favorites in this list here. Black Dynamite.
I haven't seen it.
Saw half of it
was a
one
long
time. It
time
was
ago.
really funny. I'm kind of sad I didn't manage to see all of it.
Yeah, you gotta see it.
I
It's
think I
basically
watched the beginning of that too.
It's like 70s blaxploitation film, but it's made in 2009.
I know
like a
exactly.
And it's
parody
balls
thing.
to the wall.
I know exactly what it is, and I will watch it.
Yeah. Okay. So documentary, The King of Kong: A Fistful of Quarters.
I have not seen, and I really do enjoy documentaries. And if you recommend that, I will watch it.
Oh, it's so fucking good. It's basically about a guy who wants to take the world record in Donkey Kong, which sounds like the most boring thing ever, I guess.
I think
but
that's
it's
why
so
I kind
good.
of skipped it at first.
I've
'cause I know
heard
what
of
it
the
is.
documentary, but not seen it.
It's really good. There's basically this other guy who holds the world record, and he also makes hot sauce. He's like a owner of a big hot sauce company or something, and he's basically painted to be the villain in the documentary. It's really good. Even though they're never on screen together, it's basically this like
Rivalry.
tense drama between them, which is like, I don't know, it's just very well made.
Yeah. It looks good. I'll watch
Yeah.
it. If you say so. I mean, I trust your
if I
opinion.
say so.
I do trust your opinion since all of these movies has been, great so far. I've never said, "Oh, that sucks." Like so far, so I think I trust
I actually have one movie I want to ask about at the end of this as well.
it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it at the end of this then. Okay, actually I gotta have 3 more.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Devil's Rejects.
I haven't seen.
God damn it, that
It's-
is such a good movie.
And when I say yet, it means I know about them. I haven't seen them yet. But
It's
when you see the send
basically,
list, I'll go through it. I promise.
It's by Rob Zombie, written and directed, and it's. Have you seen House of a Thousand Corpses?
Yeah.
It's the sequel to that, and it's
Really?
much better. Yeah,
It's just like a different
It's
title.
basically following the family in the House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh, cool. That's probably why I didn't really know about it, because it had such a different title, really.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I knew about it,
It's
but
kind of a
just-
standalone sequel, I suppose. It's not like.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
but
kinda like the Beck
it's
film
really
now.
good. Those villains are just so good.
Kind of like the Beck movies. It's like, same character, it's just different, entirely different story.
Yeah. Okay, Cube Zero.
I like the Cube.
I have not seen any of the Cube movies. I have had
I've
them
seen
highly
all.
recommended to me, but I haven't managed to watch them.
I actually
Okay.
saw all of them for the first time during a movie night. All 3 of them for the first time, all of them. Because we started watching Cube, like on TV 1000 or whatever it was called back in the days.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's so good. We need to get the other 2. And we did. We just fucking watched the Hypercube and Cube Zero.
Which one is your favorite?
I would say that... Oh, it's hard. It's between Hypercube and Cube Zero.
All right.
Because the first one was kind of like, oh, we just...
The
trying
right
out
answer
this
is
new
Cube
stuff.
Zero, by the way, and the wrong answer is Hypercube.
Okay, well, okay.
But they're all
Cube Zero.
very enjoyable.
The first one felt more like a test, like, oh yeah, we're trying this out. And then Hypercube
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
they
oh, we're
kinda
just
got
gonna
the
move
concept.
on. And then Cube Zero was like, this is why. And I think
Yeah.
maybe I can agree that it's the best one because they do explain more.
Yeah.
And it's just not like, oh, this is just outrageous, fuck you.
Yeah. Okay, so my very last movie recommendation is a film from Uganda. It is called Who Killed Captain Alex?
Oh, Jesus. I've heard of it, haven't seen it.
It is incredible. If you ever watch it, you or anyone else who's listening, you gotta get it with the director's commentary because it's hilarious.
Then I have to get it on DVD, I guess.
Nah, it's on YouTube, I think.
Well,
like, it's just uploaded.
Well, I guess
basically, the
get it on
director
DVD
is doing
anyway.
commentary, and occasionally he's like mostly quiet. Then occasionally he just goes like, "Action movie, Uganda action movie."
Oh, I need
Like,
to see that.
he commentates on it in the weirdest way. It's so funny.
Oh.
And the film in general is just, I don't know, it's just funny.
And it sounds awesome. I mean, I need to see the commentary now.
Yeah.
Put it like that. I guess I'll just get the DVD. I mean, I enjoy owning DVDs anyway. So.
Yeah. Uganda action movie! Alright, Andersen, you had a last film you wanted to mention.
Yes, I want to know if any of you have seen the movie When the Last Sword is Drawn.
No.
Nope. Sounds anime as fuck.
It isn't, but you're not that far off. It's Japanese cinema.
Oh, it's pretty much anime.
But no, it's not. Not at all.
Just real life.
Not at all animes. It's a drama, and it is about basically the story of two samurais and the lives they have at the end of like the age of samurais. Like when
So it's
the,
a
So it's-
historical thing?
I mean, it's not a documentary, but
No,
historical
but
drama, I
it's-
guess.
Yeah. So it's not like in modern Japan, it's in the past.
Yeah, it's like right where, rifles and cannons kind of displace the whole samurai thing.
Kenshiro Yoshimura is a samurai and a family man who can no longer support his wife and children on the low pay he receives from his small town clan. He is forced by the love for his family to leave for the city in search of higher pay to support them.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
That doesn't sound that awesome, but
I think it sounds awesome.
It's
like
a
this
great story.
weird
It's
thing.
very touching, but you kind of have to go into it and kind of want to get into it.
For me, it just sounds like this weird thing. So I like weirdness, so I'll watch it.
it's not like a B movie though, right? It's like a serious
Yeah,
drama.
it's serious.
All right, so it's not like I don't know, like
Just
a
put
funny
that
thing.
in the list with the other titles that you're gonna send me.
All right. I'll actually just make like a paste bin and put these in the description as well for anybody who wants to see them as well.
How about me? Can I recommend movies?
Sure, yeah.
do you got?
I mean,
I can
we're
rabble off my top 5.
Yeah, go
with
ahead.
just leaving one out because that's Django Unchained. So, with other words, my top 5 is for other movies. Number 1 is Scott Pilgrim vs. World.
Wrong. It's a good film, but it is not top 5.
I
quality.
know.
For me, it is because I love Edgar Wright, and for him to do like a nerdgasm movie for me is just like it's like one of the few movies that I watched a lot of times over and over just because it was so much fun. Like it was just odd. Plus, I really like the comics too, so I guess kind of biased.
Fair enough. I've never read the comics. It's a good film. I'll rewatch it like any day, pretty much. But top 50. Not
I
top
know
5.
that there's a movie of that name. Does that count?
There's also a video game of that name.
Yeah,
And a comic book.
And a comic.
Okay, next. Was that your number 1, by the way, or are we going in
It is
reverse?
my number 1.
Oh,
'Cause
well, that's
I'm
you're doing
just-
it wrong then.
Well,
Should have the
I
5,
am
of course.
insane.
Yeah.
It's
Alright,
very biased. Okay, number
so
1.
what's your
Same
number
with
2?
my favorite game of all time being Bioshock. It's very biased. So, number 2 is Big Lebowski.
Oh,
I fucking love Big
oh,
Lebowski.
that's a good pick. That's
It's
good. That's
so good.
a solid number 2.
I
can
fucking
totally
love
respect
Coen
that.
brothers.
Yet another movie I probably should have seen.
Oh my god,
You
Andersen,
should.
you've
It's
not
fucking
seen
Jeff
the Big
Bridges.
Lebowski? You would love that film, Andersen. I think you'd love that film.
But that's just
Fucking
like
great
your
movie.
opinion, man.
You fucking totally got us there.
No, I haven't seen it, but I
just
You
the
know
joke
about
is-
that quote.
Man, Andersen, you're so out of your element here, talking about films.
yeah, I mean, I thought I liked films, but it turns out that by evidence, I obviously don't.
Also, I suppose you might have missed it. I also did Lebowski quote just then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I might have missed
yeah,
it. What
but
the fuck
it
did you
still
say?
applies. But okay, so number 3, Kevin.
Office Space.
What is
Office
this?
Space. Made by Mike Judge with Ron Livingston.
I
in
think I've heard his name, but I have not seen this film.
Oh,
I don't
you
even know what
should
it's
see
about.
Office Space. It's like, for me, it's a feel-good movie, even though it's not feel-good at all. It's like, it's a lot of people say it's a horror movie because they hate cubicles. Like it's just like it's this guy.
Corporate drone Peter Gibbons hates his soul-killing job at a software company. While undergoing hypnotherapy, Peter is left in a blissful state when his therapist dies in the middle of the session. He refuses to work overtime, plays game at his desk, and unintentionally charms two consultants into putting him on the management fast track.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
It's solid. It's solid, good comedy, man. It's really good. I mean,
I'll definitely download it.
Yeah,
Sounds
I've seen it.
So it's a funny film.
It's a comedy. It's Mike Judge who made it. You know, the guy behind Beavis and Butthead.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I used to love that shit.
I love Beavis and Butthead, but it's really not Beavis and Butthead at all. Like the same. It's not the same comedy, but it's really good.
Okay, yeah, but yeah. So this guy who knows comedy at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 4.
That's Jag on Chain. So just skip that.
Okay, we'll skip that.
I could go on to the top 10. Fuck this. We'll go fast. Number 5
What,
is...
you can take number 6 instead, so we get a 5.
Okay, well, let's do that. The Blues Brothers, number 5.
Man,
I've not seen this
I
film.
saw
I know
it
the Blues
like
Brothers
in the mid-90s, and
basically through cultural
I
osmosis.
thought it was slow and kind of boring, but I was a teenager when I watched it, so I was basically a shit who didn't know fuck, so...
I think teenagers will be the ones who fucking love it because they wrecked... they got a world record for wrecking so many fucking movies in... wrecking so many cars in one movie. So it's a lot of action in it, man.
I thought it was boring.
I mean, it's a long movie, so that's kind of probably why I thought it was boring, because it's over 2 hours.
Yeah, it's got Dan Aykroyd in it.
Yeah,
also.
I mean,
fuck yeah.
I should definitely
I thought
watch
it was boring, but from what I remember of it, I also think it's a movie that I would be able to appreciate much more today.
Yeah, you should totally watch it. It's a lot of fun. It's really like one of the best 80s movies of all time, in my opinion. And number 6 is Ghostbusters, but do we really have to go into that? Everyone knows
with this.
I really enjoy Ghostbusters because for me it's just really of a child thing. Like you sit there and be like,
I watched it last year or this year. Like I've never seen it before. Somehow I've managed to avoid watching it, and it's a good film, but it seems to be overhyped.
I think it's a little bit biased.
Of course people overhype it. It's from fucking 1986 or something, which means we all watched it as children. This is the nostalgia package. We all grew up on this movie, except you, because you're a Philistine.
That's pretty much it. Ghostbusters is great, man.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I will move on. I will just want to hear your opinion on these 2 movies.
Okay.
Well, 3
really.
really.
We should be wrapping up, but
well,
okay, these are the final 2 then. The final 2.
Okay, this is Spinal Tap.
Turn it up to 11, man.
I'm aware that it exists.
It's a fun mockumentary.
It's a mockumentary about a metal band, right?
Yeah, I'm not into metal, so it doesn't appeal to me totally, but the characters are fun enough to carry it.
Yeah, it's
easily.
just a really fun comedy. Like, it's a mockumentary and it just works on its own, even if you don't really like the music genre. Because I think it's most perfect if you don't really like it, because it really does mock a lot of the elements in it, but at the same time they kind of do like honor at the same time and be like, it's a weird mixture, but it's really good.
Yeah.
And
okay, so the very last thing.
Yeah, it's on my number 9 this time. This is Spinal Tap, so I did skip. Okay. But number 10 is They Live.
They Live?
They Live.
Oh yeah.
John Carpenter with Roddy fucking Piper, man. And Keith David. So
I have this film downloaded. I've been meaning to watch it. I hear it's very good, and it seems very interesting.
It's really fucking good.
It's about a guy who finds like a pair of glasses.
Yeah, and he
when
can see the truth.
Puts them on, he sees the truth behind things like advertising.
The aliens have taken over their world.
It seems
really good.
That sounds awesome.
And it's like an 8 fucking minutes long fight between Roddy Piper and it's just like, you need to see it, man. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Definitely on my to watch list.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's no, sorry, never mind. But yeah, I think that's enough film recommendations. Hopefully, what was his name? Charlie the Frog? Oliver Child will be happy. We've talked about films a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should wrap it up. I'm just gonna go ahead and pimp my Twitter, which is dopefish_lives on Twitter. You can email us, the podcast, me or Andersen, at dopelives@gmail.com. Andersen, what is your Twitter?
I am at Sir Andersen1 on Twitter.
Kevin, you have a lot of things to pimp, I'm sure. You have a YouTube channel and
Okay.
a few other things.
Well, I can.
Actually, first of all, where can we see your films? The ones you've acted in?
I think the movies are uploaded on YouTube, unfortunately enough. But I think you can search for Tillbakaton Sweden and find it on Swedish.
Okay.
But it's in Swedish, so
okay. Yeah. So only for Swedish people.
It's not for everyone.
Okay. Do you wanna pimp your YouTube channel?
Well, I can. It's at the end of every video I've edited anyway. So
yeah.
It's called Kevin Alexsson. Not the channel link, but you can search for Kevin Alexsson, my full name, on YouTube, and you will find it right away.
Oh, right.
And my Twitter is drogadkatkevin, which is you can also just search Kevin Alexsson and you'll find it.
All right. Well, with that, thank you for listening, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed our conversation about films. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Next time we will have who on?
Oh, yes.
Flippin'.
Next time we will have Flippin' on, will we not?
Flippin' kamikaze.
Yeah.
We will have our first American on.
American.
We'll talk about some gun
Freedom!
control and American nationalism and colonialism, and we'll ask him why he's so Asian.
Shit, I'm looking forward
Wait,
to that.
he's Asian? I thought he was Mexican. To be fair, that's only when he grows a mustache.
That's true. He does have like a pedo stash going on. Anyway, say goodbye, friends.
Bye, friends.
Bye, friends.